If you already know what works for you and want real medical freedom, you have to choose the right pharmacy. All Family Pharmacy handles everything, including the doctor's prescription, ships right to your door. So please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/bill, use code BILL10, save 10% on your next order. On this Thursday, the Iran adventure, if you want to call it that way, the military action, is a big risk for President Trump. That's not to say it's the wrong move. Iran is a danger to the world. The world doesn't much care because it always comes down to the United States of America righting wrongs, it seems. And the mullahs that run Iran are killers. If you read my book, Confronting Evil, you know that. They've been doing it for decades. And now they want a nuke, and now they have ballistic missiles, and those things could just destroy untold human beings. So the president decided to move against Iran because of the rebellion within that country. The CIA said, look, if we move now, we might get an overthrow of the government. The word might is important because it's not guaranteed. Now, if things go our way, President Trump will be a hero, and I believe he will win the midterm elections. If they don't, if it's a stalemate, we're not going to lose, but if the regime doesn't change and the threat still exists after all the military action, then President Trump is going to take it by the media, the American media and worldwide, right between the eyes. And that will mean he will likely lose the midterm elections. A lot on the line. Back in a moment. Homeowners, when is the last time you checked your home title? Scammers are everywhere and they're targeting your equity. With just a single forged document, they can file at the county. So don't wait until it's too late. Find out if you are already a victim today. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com. Use the promo code BILL to get a free title history report, plus a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Hi, Ken.
Hey, Vic.
How you doing, baby?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. All right, we got a Thursday. Thursdays really rev us up, you know, and Karen Kataline's a big part of that. She'll be along in just a little bit. Little levity today? Want to do a little levity?
Yeah, I think we need a little levity today.
Nate Lucas. You know, Nate, we're going to talk about what's happening in with the War Powers Act and all that. But then I want to ask Nate. I want to save enough time to talk to Nate about this World Baseball Classic, because are they going to play baseball or are they going to play little kid T-ball like Major League Baseball does with pitch count? And you were a pitcher.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah.
Porcelli's Deli at 10:25. We're going to take you back a long way, and a very great and famous, one of our greatest comedians ever died on this day in history. And Tony Kinnett at 11:05. Ken, who's doing the Pledge of Allegiance for us?
Well, the author from Terrorists at the Border, it's Charles Marino, Vic.
All right, go ahead, Charles.
All right, good morning.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so President Trump, he was asked how this mission is going on a scale of 1 to 10, and he said 15.
There you go. There you have your answer.
Iran doesn't even have hardly anything left to shoot back at us.
No, they've got this thing where, well, actually, we sent over the big, they call it the buff.
Yeah.
It's one of our old planes, but it has cargo space like none other, right? It's huge. It's very slow.
Yeah.
The only time they ever use those is when there's no way that the enemy can actually shoot them out of the sky.
And that's where we are about now, right?
Yeah, and they're sending them over in mass. We've got a bunch of those that are flying over, and their cargo space is so huge, Vic, like they can drop hundreds and hundreds of bombs.
Man. And the torpedo, I watched the video of the torpedo. The first time we've used the torpedo since World War II.
Yeah.
To sink an Iranian ship. So that's good. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Right now, let's get you got something else to say to me?
Yeah. All right. I'm ready.
Okay, go. Anytime. Any day.
I'm
sometime this month.
Something's wrong with this thing. I don't know what it is.
You mean you're pushing it and it's not going?
Yeah.
Unlike our app, where your phone is now a radio, and you just push one time, and bang, there's the app where you can listen to the station wherever you may be. Is that what you're talking about?
Kind of like that.
All right, go.
The one and only Karen Kataline.
Did you know that I'm married to a trucker? I feel like using a Yiddish word, famished. Spoiling in front of my computer, I am. They're just too dumb to lie. He has the effect of 6 shots of scotch.
Good morning, my friend Karen Kataline. How are you?
I am doing great. I got nervous. I thought, oh, God, I hope I didn't do it again.
Oh, no.
No, I'm
was
doing
something
great.
over here, Karen. We're fine now.
Okay.
The page turn didn't work.
Hey, it's live radio. What are you going to do?
That's right.
That's what it is.
Take live radio any day of the week.
Yeah. How are you both?
Oh, good.
Great.
We're good. You know,
Good.
Everything's good. Watching.
Nothing's happened in the world. Nothing.
Right. Nothing going on at all.
Nothing.
No, I was just going to say to both of you, I just want to get a message out there for the very beginning. This will be like the theme of the show for a while, that there's a small opposition to what's going on in the world, the positivity of it. It's all negative, and it's being enforced by the media, and we just have to be aware of that because it's a very small opposition, but they're very loud.
I couldn't agree more. We have to be consciously aware of that there are people that are trying to poison us against our own country.
Yep.
And the people that Ken's
disgraceful
talking
is
about
that?
are all Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They
not
sure
Iranian.
are.
You would think it would be another country.
Yeah.
But no, it's all Democrat socialists usually.
Communists, and they're being paid to create as much hate and discontent as they possibly can.
Well, you know what?
Oh, and by the way, they had to go and swap their signs again. So they had to swap from anti-ICE and pro-Palestinian to now pro-Iran.
Right. Can you
All the
imagine?
same people.
Pro-Iran.
All the manufactured signs.
I mean, I can
It's
see
insane.
kids getting confused about, the Palestinian thing. They hear people say it, so they say it, and then Ukrainian, everybody's got to back Ukraine. But now it's like they don't even know what they're backing. If they're backing Iran.
They have so little historical knowledge. You don't have to be a history genius to know, but these are people that got on the pro-feminist bandwagon. I mean, can you imagine? I posted one of the most horrific pictures of women who had acid thrown in their faces because their hair wasn't properly covered.
Oh, my God.
It's to be that stupid and that willing to jump on a bandwagon, you don't know where that wagon is going? Heavens to Pete.
And think about the confusion by these people that have these signs that they have to change. You have to watch and make sure that you get the right Iranian flag. Because you got the one with the red swords, or you got the lion. You want the lion. Make sure
that's why they can't trust the protesters to make their own signs.
Right.
God forbid they might say something wrong like "Go Israel." We can't have that.
Oh my goodness.
So have you seen some of the videos of the women taking off the burqas,
I haven't yet.
Oh, there's one where this girl's full burqa, right? Only can see her eyes. And this guy comes, and the first thing he does is take the thing off her head so he can see her eyes, and then takes the thing so he can see her face, and then takes off the whole burqa. And then she's dressed like an American. She's got a striped short-sleeve shirt on and a denim skirt.
Yeah, I got to look for that because I've seen previous videos that show, I mean, this is powerful too. Countries around the world that have been the conquest of Muslims who are, in fact, the occupiers and the cultural, all the dumb stuff the left came up with, is the people they support, who stole other countries' culture. You can see their native dress, right?
Yeah.
They're indigenous people that the left has decided they're against. And you can see all the colorful, beautiful cultural costume that various countries around the world, you could probably find that video. Maybe I'll try and find it.
Yeah, I saw it. too, Karen. I
And
think
then
I'll
they
find it.
all eventually are dressed in burqas,
Yeah. It's so
from
stupid.
Africa to Asia, all over.
And the people who were this is why I can't even believe there is a Democratic Party, really, when you think about it, because they make people go out and put Ukraine flags on their profiles, right, on social media. Ukraine, we stand with Ukraine, but not Irina, not the girl who
We're
was stabbed.
pro-war.
But wait.
We're pro-war, except if it makes sense, and Trump is doing it.
But
and Irina, how can they not? It's not only a crime of omission and ignorance. It's a crime of evil. Yeah. Did you see where James Woods is trending on Twitter right now for saying he's done with Democrats? I thought he was done with Democrats a long time ago.
Right.
He said, if you're still a Democrat and you support mutilating 5-year-olds because they like the color pink, you're just a monster.
Right. But I want to get back to what I was talking about.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Ken does it all the time. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it. But with the Ukrainian thing, right? So everybody was so for Ukraine. If you didn't say you slept with Slaughtermere Moloski, whatever his name is, then you were terrible. But the thing is, and Irina, I don't want Irina to go across the board not noticed, right? She was a Ukrainian woman, came here, working hard, got killed by a guy who was a career criminal, and I blame us for the reaction after it, because we were not on the offensive and telling you stupid asses you can't just be for Ukraine without knowing what's going on. And why are we for Ukraine but not for this Ukrainian girl?
I think it's a spectacular point among so many. You're exactly right. That just makes me think of Rush Limbaugh and the drive-by. And now there are drive-by Democrats. They're outraged and then they move on. They're outraged, but none of the outrage stands for anything, and can flip on a dime.
And you know what's gone by? Drive-by? Savannah Guthrie's mother. They don't even care on NBC anymore. They had not one story this morning on the disappearance of their anchor's mother.
So it's all or nothing. First it's wall to wall, and then it's nothing.
Yep.
That is when it smacks of agenda. Not just agenda, but like there's a reason why they push certain things. Like notice they were pushing it during the Olympics, right? Because Savannah Guthrie couldn't cover the Olympics because of what happened with her mother.
Right.
I don't know. I always look for, okay, so what's their agenda this time?
And they don't. It makes no sense to me. If it was an anchor on your station, you should be doing something, at least something for her every day. You know, I mean, clearly we can say that she's dead, right? Nancy, whatever her name is, it Nancy Guthrie?
No,
Nancy Guthrie.
Well,
we can't say that because we don't know.
We don't know that.
I didn't mean to say it, like report it. What I'm saying is, she wasn't supposed to be gone for 24 hours because she didn't have enough medicine. Remember?
Yeah.
And now it's been a month, so she must be dead.
Well, that was the first thing that they reported.
They said, Ken.
if we don't find her within 24 hours, she dies.
So what's the dichotomy there, right?
Well, it's
She's
the same
either dead
thing
or they were
as
lying.
Biden is, just as an example, not to change the subject, Biden is dying of prostate cancer like 2 years ago now.
That's right. That's
right.
right. Yeah.
So nothing holds or sticks. And this is really out there, okay? I apologize, but this is really out there. When you don't trust the media, you allow yourself to think all kinds of interesting things. Now, it seems less likely, but it's easy to wonder if Nancy Guthrie is on some Tahitian island somewhere and has retired for some other purpose. I know it's ridiculous. It might sound ridiculous, but what today that we thought was too ridiculous to consider, and then we found out we had a previous president who was spending his entire term, the president's term, sabotaging him in every way he could.
Yeah.
And took up residence a couple miles from the White House.
It's crazy. And you know what?
Right?
I mean, everybody's talking about, oh, Savannah's mother was so nice. She went to church all the time. And but her social media presence was evil and vicious and terrible.
Well, that's why I said anything is possible.
Right.
Maybe she decided, yeah, I think I'm gonna do what Rosie did, but not as publicly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anything is. Have you seen these cases where people disappeared 40 years ago
No.
and people find them? I saw a case like that.
Yeah, I saw one of those.
We had a case here in St. Louis years ago.
Really?
A kid named Sean Hornbeck who was abducted and not seen for 4 years. His aunt, I was doing music radio at the time. His aunt would call me every year on the day that he disappeared to play a song called Calling All Angels by Train. And then this kid, Ben Owensby, was also abducted. And then one night I'm walking up the stairs. Jesse's up there, doing laundry or whatever. And I walked up the stairs and she says, "They found Sean Hornbeck." And I was like, oh, they found his body. Is he dead? She goes, no, alive. Found him alive. Him and Ben both are now safe and alive.
Wow.
Yeah, so you never know. You never know where people could be. All right, listen, so I invite you, if you're not busy, to listen to Porcelli's Deli today. Maybe something you may like, because 2 days ago was the anniversary of the death of the great Lou Costello.
Oh.
So we'll do a little Evan Costello talk and a little Who's On First.
That's great, but I may not be able to because I have an appointment. I'm
What?
sorry.
It's not. I forbid it. I forbid. Just go back and watch it on the stream anytime you want. How's that?
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that.
Karen, great. Have a great weekend. We love you. And
Love you too.
We'll see you Monday.
All righty. Bye.
Bye, Karen.
Hey, Ken, this is 10,000 Maniacs.
Yeah, it is.
What's the matter here? When we used to play the song and it was new, I used to say, a sad song masqueraded in a happy little melody. Because the song's about child abuse.
Yeah.
The kid in the neighborhood that gets beaten up by his father.
Yeah.
Okay, the St. Charles County Lincoln Trump Dinner is happening on March 20th at Old Hickory Golf Club in St. Peters. VIP reception starts at 5:30. Dinner and program at 6:30. Lots of good Second Amendment talk and raffle. Just go to stcharlesgop.com or go to newstalkstl.com for more info. Ken, we're being a little too serious here, okay?
Okay.
But you know what we need, right?
A little levity.
A little. Just a little bit levity. Little levity. It's next. 1019-94.1 News Talk STL.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Being the guy who's pushing them out.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Crazy how that baby makes more sense than Joe.
I know.
All right, let's talk about Bauer Insurance Agency, our great friend Cindy Blanton. And the company is the company that protects, all right? The name you can trust. They've been protecting families and businesses since 1986. I wasn't even born yet then. Wait, was I born yet?
Yeah, you were.
Okay. As a family-owned company, they're rooted in strong values, always prioritize the best interest, and they know that your home is not just a structure. It's the biggest investment of your entire life. And so conveniently located in Mid-Rivers Mall. The actual address, 1600 Mid-Rivers Mall, Suite 2304. But maybe the easiest way is just get them on the phone. Call them at 636-812-2001. They're licensed in Missouri and Illinois. So no matter where you are here listening, you can call Cindy and she can take care of you in either state. Progressive, Travelers, National General, Nationwide, Safeco, you name it. They work with them. So go to Bauer Insurance Agency or give them a call, 636-812-2001.
News Talk STL. Always streaming on your smart speaker, our mobile app, or newstalkstl.com.
There's something magical about walking into your backyard and knowing your family is completely safe and secure. Hi, I'm Sean Long, owner of STL Fenceworks. That's the feeling my team and I have been creating for metro area families for more than 50 years. Whether you're adding your first fence or finally creating the outdoor sanctuary you've always wanted, we offer premium vinyl and stunning ornamental options, all designed around your family's specific needs and lifestyle. While other companies struggle with supply delays and rising costs, we've always proudly used all American-made materials, which means better pricing and faster installation for you. Our experienced craftsmen exemplify our motto, your satisfaction is our passion. From Warrenton to Wildwood, your neighbors trust us because we live here too. And we care about your project as much as you do. Right now is the golden time to build with flexible financing options and a commitment to completing your fence on time and on budget. Visit stlfenceworks.com.
If you love your pet, which I know you do, then they deserve the excellent treatment and care they'll receive at Pacific Animal Hospital in Pacific, Missouri, a full-service veterinarian facility. Originally built and grown by my dad, Dr. Bill Jones, a new generation of wonderful veterinarians and staff at Pacific continue to provide outstanding medical, surgical, dental, boarding, and grooming services for your favorite furry friends. Our family entrusts the care of our pets only to the experienced docs and staff at Pacific Animal Hospital. You should too. Call them today, 636-257-2100, 24/7 at PacificVets.com, PacificVets.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Never rat on your friends and always keep your mouth shut.
On News Talk STL.
All right, a Thursday on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That's Ken Williams. And Ken?
Yeah, Vic.
Thursday's not quite Friday, right? Friday's Friday.
Right.
Thursday doesn't get quite the credit that it deserves.
Right.
Being the second to last.
Because it's in between a Double Wish Wednesday as well.
Exactly
and,
right.
Yeah.
So we figure things get a little too serious, so we need a little levity.
I just thought it was time to... I just thought we'd have a little levity today.
It's an honor to be here. President Trump is back.
News about today's events and conditions.
I don't know about you, but I don't want my dollars going towards this crap.
A little levity.
77 million Americans voted to elect this president.
Have you ever noticed that the people who are wrong always seem to talk louder than anybody
I will
else?
hold myself to the truth, and I expect everyone in this room to do the same.
A little levity today.
So, Ken, just listening to that, maybe I want to make a proposal. When he says, next time we do it, he says, because you know he starts and then he stops. Maybe we could throw a whoosh in there real quick.
Okay.
Maybe start next week.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
That's a great idea.
You're the boss.
Remind me, though.
I'm not reminding you anything. You do it. All right. Caroline Leavitt, who is clearly the greatest press secretary in the history of that occupation.
Oh, yeah.
And she I've never seen, she's so calm, she's so ready, she's so cool about everything. Like if somebody asks a stupid question, she'll say, that's a stupid question. You know, she'll say it out loud. That's a stupid question.
Yeah, I'd say the perfect press secretary for President Trump.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. So she's talking here under President Trump. The Iranian regime is being crushed.
Under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump, the rogue Iranian terrorist regime is being absolutely crushed. 47 years of tolerating and enabling the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism are over. Iran's murderous terrorist leaders are paying for their crimes against America, and they are paying in blood. Since 1979, the terrorist Iranian regime has actively and intentionally facilitated the killings of Americans. They chant death to America and fund other radical terrorists who attack our country and are seeking to destroy Western civilization itself. These terrorists seized our embassy and took 66 Americans hostage in Tehran. They slaughtered 241 U.S. service members with a truck bombing in Beirut. They killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. And this is just a small fraction of their blood-soaked record.
You know, Ken, with all the anti-Semitism going on, and we tell people to remember what happened to Jews during World War II, they can't even remember what happened 47 years ago. How are we going to make them remember what happened way back then on what Iran tried to do to America?
Such a great point, Vic. They can't even remember what happened October 7th, 2023.
Exactly right.
You know, this is the way it is, though, and this is why we need to remind them, and I love the way she's doing it, you know, because Kataline is reminding people, okay, even young people, listen up, because 47 years ago, we've been through hell with these people. And this is why President Trump is putting it to an end. And also, let's not forget this. Every single president since then, up till President Trump said, yes, we're going to take care of them. We're going to make sure that they don't do anything. We're not going to let them have a nuclear weapon. Well, they were heading fast toward one.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Guess you know why? Because nobody's there anymore.
And the left, they just try and try and try to trip up President Trump, and they don't, you know, because the big talk now on the left is, well, Trump said he obliterated Iran's possibilities to make a nuclear weapon, you know? So what was he lying then, or is he lying now? Okay, you know what? After all this is over, they not only will have any nuclear weapons, they won't even have a squirt gun.
No. So, and this is my whole point is what they saw is, yes, they did crush what was available at the time, but there's a thing called new intelligence that they found out about, where they were bringing stuff back in, and actually some of the stuff was moved to other countries, and now it's being brought back in. Well, guess what? That's gone too now.
Ken, does it amaze you sometimes?
It does.
I thought about this the other day because every night lately, Jesse Waters starts his show with, Jesse has been 100% serious. He doesn't even do Waters, This Is My World anymore.
Yeah.
While this is going on. But he starts with a montage of the United States military, the military might, and rockets being shot from the land, from the sea, from the aircraft carriers. And some of these bombs, Ken, I wonder if NASA had anything to do with the technology of these bombs. I mean, these bombs come up, they fly on, they find the target, they knock on the door. Hi, anybody home? Yeah. Oh, boom!
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible to me how smart people are. I guess when you're really stupid like me, it's like, wow, that's really smart.
No, it's cool. It's cool to watch because this is what a military's for.
Yeah.
And this is what also younger people seem to forget, is that military is for this reason. When you unleash our military, now the world knows that when you unleash it, it's not going to have half of a leash, or it's not going to have its legs tied. It's going to be unleashed until the job is done. I love that. And we voted for that, Vic. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody listening right now knows we voted for that.
When Pete Hegseth became Secretary of War, what was the one word he used the most? Lethality.
Lethality.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And boy, if this isn't a clear-cut, full-color illustration of lethality, then I don't know what is.
Well, you brought up a great point. Where it used to be Secretary of War, and then when it became Secretary of Defense is when we started to capitulate and allow embedded press, which to a degree you should, but not to that degree. We need to have the press get information after the fact.
Of course.
Not before.
So, oh, my God. You have no idea how much I believe in that. Absolutely. So, I don't know. Let's hear some more Kataline Leavitt talking about. And I was thinking about this the other night. Where are the other presidents who haven't done this for the last 47 years?
Prior leaders have been too weak and ineffective to address this threat. Some, like Barack Hussein Obama, even sent pallets of cash that ultimately financed this terrorist crusade against the United States and our people, while signing stupid and naive deals that put Iran on the path of developing nuclear bombs. After years of endless appeasement and empty statements from politicians on both sides of the political aisle in this town, President Trump is finally the man of action. President Trump is holding these monsters accountable and permanently extinguishing their nuclear ambitions. Future generations of Americans will look to this moment as the moment where the specter of a nuclear-armed Iran ended.
And this is nothing against young people, but young people, check it out. When someone says they sent pallets of cash, I had to tell my daughter this. She said, they keep saying pallets of cash. That's not exactly what happened.
She's saying it was a figurative
It was
thing?
figurative. Yeah, it was figurative speech. I said, no. There was actually a picture of cash, $480 million in one of them, that was on a pallet that was sent there. That's exactly what he did.
You know what, Ken? This could be a plot of a movie. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm not saying this is what I think. I'm just saying that a good plot for a movie would be that Barack Obama sent the pallets of cash to Iran because they know the secret that Barack Obama didn't really kill Osama bin Laden. And he's hiding somewhere, and this is money to shut them up.
Wow. That'd be a movie plot, wouldn't
Exactly, Ken. It's a movie plot is all it is. It's not a conspiracy theory, so don't tell me I'm dumb when I say it, okay? I'm just saying that would be a cool thing for a movie.
That's all.
That's it. That's it, and that's all. I'm also getting tired of the left. They don't even realize how stupid they sound. They don't realize how much they're being set up by the leadership when they say President Trump clearly has no plan.
Yes.
Right?
At the beginning of Operation Epic Fury, launched last weekend, President Trump laid out clear objectives to the American people on what the U.S. military seeks to accomplish through these major combat operations. Number one, destroy the regime's deadly ballistic missiles and completely raze their missile industry to the ground. Number two, annihilate the Iranian regime's navy. And so far, we have destroyed more than 20 Iranian ships, including their top submarine last night, using a torpedo for the first time since World War II. There is not a single Iranian ship underway in the Arabian Gulf, Strait of Hormuz, or the Gulf of Oman.
That's important.
Number three, Operation Epic Fury will ensure the regime's terrorist proxies in the region can no longer destabilize the region or the free world and attack our armed forces. And thus far, Iran's proxies are hardly putting up a fight. Number four, this mission will guarantee that Iran can never obtain a nuclear weapon.
It sounds like a plan to me, Vic.
It sounds pretty planned out to me, Kenny. So, if you Democrats want to really, really go at it, go ahead. Go right ahead, because in about 6 or 7 more days, this is all going to be over, and Iran's government and the scumbags will all be gone, and all the women will be taking off the burqas and putting on the bikinis, and the Democrats are going to look even stupider than they look right now.
And we're not nation building, and President Trump made it very clear. His administration made it very clear. It's going to be up to the Iranian people to decide what they want to do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going in with troops and saying we're in control now.
Right.
It's up to the Iranian people now.
And Ken, how about the Kurds putting their own boots on the ground?
Yeah.
I was blown away by that. A thank you, I guess, to the United States for helping them during the Persian Gulf War.
To stabilize the situation in Iran until they can get a leadership. Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, that's all the time we have for a little
little levity today. Have a little levity.
All right, the Hammond Institute and NewstalkSTL present the Vice President of State Tax Policy for the Tax Foundation, Manish Bhatt, March 25th, 6:30 to 7:30 on the Lindenwood University campus as part of the H.F. Langenberg Speaker Series, a discussion about Missouri's tax competitiveness and the current individual income tax and property tax elimination. A very famous coffee company is proof of what's going on there, moving to a better state than the one they're in. Is that fair enough?
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken.
These people are crazy.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
So people who, it's funny because I listen to Chris Cooper talk, and then I listen to, like this weekend I was riding around the car, and there was and it wasn't even on the station. There was a financial show on, and I'm listening, and I'm saying, you know what? If I were an investor, I wouldn't even listen to this show because there's no fun. Life can't be life without fun.
Yeah.
I don't care how important things are or how important they look. You can still have it be important and have fun. What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
They're all bitchy, moany people. Not Chris Cooper at Serenity Wealth Management. You walk in to go see him, or you go to his website, serenitynowtax.com, and you're going to have a conversation, okay? Chris is going to start a conversation with you, not some interrogation of, where's your money? What do you got here? And divest. And he's not going to say that. No, definitely not that.
No.
Definitely, he will not say that.
No. He might, though, but if it was a joke.
If it's funny, right. But if it's not funny, it's just not worth it. He also has a radio show, so you can get acquainted with him on the radio. Sunday mornings, 9 o'clock, Serenity Wealth Now.
Proof that there is fun with finance.
Wow. And there it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Ken Williams. Tax-Free Strategy for Long-Term Care is his first book. His second book is now called The New Holistic Retirement, and you can get both of those for free at SerenityNowTax.com. That's SerenityNowTax.com. Serenity Now with Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity now! Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Every time a new supreme leader is chosen in Iran, the U.S. military has a thing or two to say about that. We'll speak with Steve Bucci about Iran's future at 4:20.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Hello, everyone. It's Fez with the Moolah Shrine Circus. I want to remind you to get your tickets now for our big circus in March. We've got new exciting acts like the Swinging Trapeze, the Daring Horseman, the Human Cannonball, and much more. And kids under 12 are free with a paid general admission ticket. So go to moolah.org and get your tickets today for the Moolah Shrine Circus, March 20th to the 22nd at the St. Charles Family Arena.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
So many ways to listen to News Talk STL.
Join the conversation. All you have to do is say,
Hey Alexa, play News Talk STL.
Welcome to News Talk STL, conservative talk radio for St. Louis.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Hey, see that, kids? That's the St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the west. It's over 600 feet tall, and there's an elevator all the way to the top. That's 60 stories, you and me.
Wow, Dad, can we go up on it?
No.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Yeah, can we go up in it? No.
Yep.
So, Ken, how many times have we asked corporations, not to their face like, you know, the Great Free Enterprise Project does, but just out loud to ourselves, I guess, when nobody listens, what's more important to you? Diversity and DEI and ESG or success? Because now it looks like you can't have both of those things.
You can't. No, you can't.
You either have to run a company the way you run it and keep running it the way, because Starbucks is what we're talking to, right? Starbucks is leaving Seattle. Who would want to be in Seattle? And that's where they started, of course, in Seattle, right?
That's
That's where their corporate headquarters are. Well, guess what? Starbucks, who said, sure, anybody can come in and use our restrooms. You remember that whole thing?
Oh, yeah. But I want to get back to the question you asked.
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
Because this is proof of what I'm saying. They were like, yeah, you don't have to buy coffee. Yeah, use the bathroom. And the people who did buy coffee either couldn't use the bathroom, or when they did, it was like, oh, my God, what happened here, right?
Right.
And, yeah, okay, we'll give away free food, and we love everybody, and we like DEI, and we like diversity.
ESG and
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And now look at what happened to them.
Yeah, and off the mic, we were talking. This is so weird that we were talking about this because it was unrelated to the situation we were actually getting ready to speak about. But we were talking about the military and how lethality is so important and how the left hates the idea that our military is so lethal. But it's not a social program anymore. Right. It used to be. Now, you can either be lethal or you can be a social justice program with DEI. Yep. And just to your point, the same exact thing happens in business. You can either be lethally productive or you can be DEI, which, by the way, companies are finding out that litigation is a terrible thing and they lose a lot of money when they use DEI because DEI is discrimination.
Right.
And you've got white people that are actually coming up front and saying, well, we're being discriminated against. And everybody else is saying, yeah, but you're white.
Right.
No, they're human beings. We are human beings. And when you discriminate against a human being, that means you're going to probably have to pay some money.
That's right. So Starbucks is leaving Seattle, and they're moving to Nashville. So they're going from Seattle, Washington to Nashville, Tennessee. One of these days, and I'm not being Hank Johnson here saying that Guam is going to tip over. This is a funny thing, figurative thing. So many people are coming out of the coasts into the middle of the country that the middle of the country is just going to
collapse,
droop. It's going to be this big old droop and collapse. And what happened here? Well, all the idiots finally came here and got smart. So Starbucks, do you like Starbucks, by the way?
No, I can't stand the coffee.
I don't like it either. It's just not coffee. I don't want to say it's not good coffee. It's not coffee that I would really like, you know.
I'll go farther. I'll say it's not good coffee.
Okay.
It tastes burnt to me. Yeah, I mean
bitter.
Okay, bitter and burnt. Yeah, if you get one of the real frou-frou, I love chocolate in there. I like those really good chocolate drinks with coffee. Yeah. And that's fine because it sweetens it up to it. But I can't have a lot of that.
No,
if I say to them, "Give me a cup of coffee," you know, and I take it, it's like,
well, that's a whole other thing. Okay, yeah, can I get a coffee? Well, what size would you like? Medium. So grande? Well, grande sounds too big. Can I just get a medium? So you want to, I don't even know the names of the rest of them. Venti? Venti? How about venti? No, just a medium coffee. And would you like that with Madagascar cinnamon or anything like that? No, can I get cream and sugar? You know? And that's another thing. They don't even make it for you. They give you the cup. They spell your name wrong on the cup. They give it to you, and then you got to go put the sugar and the cream in yourself, which is crap.
How could they allow that?
At least Dunkin' Donuts makes the coffee for you and makes it the way you want it.
How nice.
Yeah. Is anybody on the phone?
Yeah, Dave.
Oh, hi, Dave.
Vic, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, baby. Oh, look, have you not had your Starbucks this morning?
Yeah, sure. Do I seem like a Starbucks kind of guy?
No, you don't.
Yeah. So, thank you. You know, I'm anti a lot of stuff. Like I hate Nike. I'd like for them to go out of business. But twice a year, I will purchase Nike stuff for my kids, Christmas and their birthdays. Other than that, Nike can take a long walk on a short pier.
Well, it's not much of a boycott if you only do it
I know.
once a year.
Well, here. You know, you appease the people that they say love you.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you guys, when you were coming back in on the bumper music, normally it's exceptional, but you played "You Suck," and yes, I hate YouTube.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
B.B. King was all over that.
Yeah, but so was Boner, and I hate him.
I get it.
So,
Dave, I get it.
The question I have for you guys is, and I know it's hard because you guys are both radio guys, but like Bruce Springsteen, another one. Anytime these people come on the radio, I turn it off. Now that you're as political as you are, does the artist that you don't like, do you notice you're keeping them out of your bumper music, or are you that professional and not as immature as I am where you can do that?
Don't get me wrong. I love being immature. It's fun.
So if there's a song, okay, no, as far as with regard to the bumper music, we play good music. We don't care who it is. And unfortunately, because I don't like him, but Vic really likes Bruce Springsteen. I don't like him at all.
Yeah.
But I play it because, we can, Dave, separate the two.
We separate the politics from the art.
Yes, we do. But Dave, if I'm in my car and I'm listening to a music station and I hear Bruce Springsteen, I'm turning it off because of him. Both because of his political views, but also because I don't like his music.
Yeah, no, there's so many. It's not just music, but again, I started looking at De Niro, and really his acting is not that big of a stretch because he usually plays the same a-hole in most movies anyway.
Right, but here's the thing. He always plays a tough guy, right? And he thinks because he's played tough guys that he is a tough guy, and he's not. He's a little wussy.
All I can tell Bobby is the next time you come to St. Louis, get a hold of Vic and Ken. They know how to get a hold of me. And I will tie one hand behind my back and still kick the living loving you know what out of you.
Whoa, I was close.
I took my medicine. You little Italiano.
Yep. I don't know, Dave. I'm just trying to separate the politics from the art. What was the song? What did we play today? That
it was When Love Comes to Town.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So that song, because B.B. King is all over it on guitar and on vocals. I mean, at least there's some good news there, right?
Yeah, but when it starts off hearing Boner screech like a chicken, it just makes he can't sing. He cannot sing.
I'm with
and
ya.
He's made millions.
I'm with
You know
ya.
what? I'm jealous of him. I can't sing, and I haven't made crap.
All I could say is B.B. King. That's all I can say. B.B. King.
Yeah.
That's my only
Well,
defense.
and you guys, and Vic, I'm actually shocked at you. Kenny, I'm not. I can't believe you're that mature to where you don't let your politics come in. Kenny, you notice I paid you a compliment. And
Hold on.
I appreciate it.
And yeah, exactly. What do you mean? I can't believe you could be that mature, Vic. What is that supposed to mean?
Your words, mister. Your words. You say how immature you are.
I know. All right, Dave. Well,
So,
you know
Vic,
what?
if I came in the studio and I said, "Hey, pull my finger," what would you do?
I'd ask you if you have donuts or anything to eat.
Right.
All
Now,
right.
Dave, we can separate movies. I love De Niro's movies. I love him, but he's just a piece of junk.
All right, guys.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
I just must have the maturity of a newborn because I can't do it anymore. Samuel L. Jackson used to be one of my favorite actors. I don't watch anything in it with it. But you know what? I don't watch sports anymore. And guess what? My stress levels decreased a lot because I just honestly don't care.
There's a difference there, though. In sports, we're sports people too, Vic and I. And I don't watch the NFL. I don't watch the MLB, but that's for different reasons. It's wokeness, yes, but there's so many different rules and things. I've lost interest.
God,
That's
it's
it.
The worst.
That's it.
The worst. I am a big fan of the WNBA though, because I don't know if you know, Dave, but Caitlin Clark is the all-time scoring leader in college basketball.
Can you do me a favor? Can you reach over and shave his head? Vic Porcelli, my friend, who I thought was somewhat knowledgeable of sports. Pull your lip over your head and swallow.
Do you remember how it used to make him mad when I used to say Caitlin Clark's not the woman's leading scorer? So, Dave.
Vic, it's okay. You just showed your sports athletics.
Yeah,
so,
that's me.
No, she is the all-time woman's leader.
Yeah, and nobody on either gender has more points than her. All right, Dave,
yeah.
You have a great day, and we'll try to
All right,
play
guys.
more B.B. King and less Bono for you, okay?
Thank you, sir. I love you guys.
I love you, Dave. Bye.
How did we get there? By the way, only 8 days until some sort of WNBA thing's going on. And then they start actually next month. WNBA starts next month.
Well, I did notice, and I'm not following it, but I noticed that they're highlighting other women in the sport.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from them highlighting Caitlin Clark at all.
Oh no, they never will. And now Sophie Cunningham, the only ink she's getting is bad ink, because she sticks up for her teammates, and she loves the role of being an enforcer.
Well, I like that whole. I don't know. I like the whole controversy, so I think I might be watching it just for that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so getting back to where we started here, Starbucks leaving Seattle, going to Nashville. And you know what? Kind of goes along with what we were just talking about with Dave and Bono and, you and De Niro. I mean, this is kind of the same thing, Well, I'm not going to drink. If you like Starbucks, I'm not going to drink Starbucks because they moved to a Republican state,
Yeah. Business is a little bit different for me. Like for example, Target, when they started to do those swimsuits that had the pull-up thing for the guys to look like girls. I don't know what the heck that was all about.
It was a tuck and bathing suit.
Tuck, yeah. So I said, okay, I'm done. You aren't getting my money. I mean, because what they were doing is indoctrination. You walk,
absolutely.
When you walk up with your kids, if you have young children, they had the big, huge displays. I saw it myself of these things and all the rainbow flags, and it looks so cute for kids, right? But it's indoctrinating. Yeah. So that part of it, Vic, in business, I'm going to avoid it. A Bud Light, I won't drink one to this day. In fact, one of the reasons is because Yuengling is so good now.
Oh, it is good.
But I never knew that until after I stopped drinking Bud Light and started drinking Yuengling. I was like, wow.
All I know is with those bathing suits, I know I wasn't buying that tucking thing.
Would have hurt. Tucking thing, I know.
It got by you the first time I said it.
It did.
Because you hate me. But this is a different situation for me, okay? If I were a great big liberal, right, and I didn't drink Starbucks because I don't think being a conservative or a liberal affects your taste buds, right?
Well, maybe it didn't used to.
No, I stand by my statement. I don't think, as liberal and stupid as you could be, a Starbucks coffee tastes the same.
I get it.
If
yeah,
you're
right.
a Democrat or a Republican.
You're right.
So if you're a libtard and you just love Starbucks, I gotta get my mochaccino lacamati cinnamon Madagascar latte. But they're going to Nashville. Oh, well, just get me a Dunkin' Donuts then. You know what I mean? I don't know if people do that or not. I don't know.
Well, but if they did, I wouldn't blame them.
No.
That's their stance, you know.
Right. But it wouldn't be for taste. It wouldn't be how the coffee tastes is what I'm saying.
No,
it would just be because they can't separate the politics from the art or the politics from the coffee, for God's sakes.
Well, here's another one for you. In Venezuela, back in the day, I'm talking about a while ago, a long time ago, when 7-Eleven used to be owned by the government. At one point, 7-Eleven, the Citgo, I think it was owned by the government down there. So I would not go to a 7-Eleven. I wouldn't go to a Citgo-based gas station for my gas ever. Well, that bled into now. They're probably I'm shy. In fact, I know they're owned by someone else now.
Yeah.
But I still just won't go there.
So no Slurpees for you?
No.
Because you can get a free Slurpee on your birthday.
Well, doggone it.
And I think if your birthday is 7-Eleven, you get some, I don't know, an extra free straw or something.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So Starbucks leaving the woke state of Washington and moving to the red state of Tennessee. I love that story.
And one of the big things you mentioned is that that's their home base that they started from.
I mean, I always equate Starbucks to Seattle.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And they even made a coffee called, not Starbucks, another company, Seattle's Best. Do you remember? Seattle's Best Coffee is another.
Right.
So let's see how long they stay. And then nobody will be able to drink coffee in Seattle.
Actually, Seattle's Best is really good, but it's very expensive.
Well, Actually, I like Dunkin' Donuts, but now, Jessica brought me a Nespresso machine.
Really?
So I have espresso every night.
No, at night?
Well, of course. What do you mean?
Oh,
after
forget
dinner.
that.
I
wouldn't be able to sleep. No way.
Wow. Jeff laughs at me because it's 9 o'clock. He'll say to Teresa, well, Vic's sitting down to his last cup of coffee for the day. And I do. It's the truth.
With all of the celebrations, anniversaries, and holidays coming up over the next few months, where are you going to go to get that special something for the special people in your life? Newssteaders Fine Jewelers, of course. Newssteaders Fine Jewelers found 24/7 at wowdiamonds.com. Tim Jones here to tell you all about Newssteaders Fine Jewelers. Richard Newsteader and his team serving our region since 1961 with awesome, honest jewelry solutions. They've got everything from diamonds to wedding engagement rings, hand-engraved items, pendants, earrings, and so much more. You can find them 24/7, wowdiamonds.com. That's Newssteaders Fine Jewelers, wowdiamonds.com.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michaels has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michaels Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Why are you going to work? It's Sunday.
It's a brand new show on News Talk STL. JC's Sunday Showgram.
This week I'll be here to remind you forgot to set your clocks ahead. Plus, it's back to 1986 for Hands Across America, then back to 85 for something we did called Jamaica Tape for the Morning Zoo. And it's Jamie Allman's birthday. All brought to you by the Weber Automotive Group.
Sunday morning, 7 to 9. Then podcast each Monday on NewstalkSTL.com.
License number GL250000615.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Two sounds that can wreck your sleep. A drip and a toilet that won't stop running.
Drip, drip, all night.
Good news. We're doing plumbing now. Same folks, same care, same we do it right.
Leaky faucet, running toilet.
Or a stubborn clog, call Grasser.
Electric and plumbing, the Grasser way.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefontaine, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The Iran war rages on.
Iran has launched a new wave of attacks on Thursday morning at Israeli and American bases, while Israel said it had begun a large-scale attack on Tehran as Israeli and Iranian strikes in the Middle East commence for a sixth day. Plumes of smoke were seen rising across various parts of Tehran on Thursday morning as U.S.-Israeli airstrikes continued to pound the Iranian capital. The Islamic Republic threatened that the United States would bitterly regret torpedoing an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean on Wednesday. Iran is launching more missiles at Israel, as Israel said it was moving to intercept them. The Israeli military has also confirmed its continuing strikes in Lebanon against the Iranian-backed Hezbollah militant group.
Correspondent Karen Chamis. The House set to vote today on a resolution to halt military action unless it's approved by Congress.
Thursday's roll call will offer a snapshot of the support or opposition in Congress for the widening conflict that's reordering U.S. priorities at home and abroad. It's the second vote in as many days after the Senate defeated a similar measure along party lines Wednesday. Lawmakers are confronting the sudden reality of representing the nation in wartime and all that entails, with lives lost, dollars spent, and alliances tested by our president's decision to go to war with Iran. Republicans largely back the war, while Democrats oppose, but there are splinters in both parties. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
The number of Americans applying for unemployment last week unchanged from the week before. Jobless claims for the week ending February 28th matched the previous week's 213,000. Following yesterday's gains, sell-off this morning on Wall Street. The Dow is down 610 points, while the NASDAQ is off 39, and the S&P 34 points in the red. More on these stories, townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home-selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
Meteorologist Chance Koch with your first alert forecast. Showers and storms continue to push out throughout the area throughout the early morning hours. This afternoon, temperature is going to continue to rise towards the mid-60s, mostly cloudy skies. Then into the overnight hours, could see a few isolated chances of some showers and storms pushing up before sunrise into Friday morning. A dry Friday, temperatures up towards the upper 70s, partly sunny. Late Friday night to Saturday morning, a first alert weather day for the potential of strong to severe storms. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chance Koch.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour, courtesy of Ken, the world's greatest executive producer. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks, Vic Porcelli.
And lots of stuff going on. I don't know if you noticed, it's stuff going on in Iran. I don't know if you've been paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Let's see what Nate has to say about that.
Let's talk to Nate Lucas.
This is a man's world.
The communications director for U.S. Representative Eric Burlison.
How much has changed in this free country since 9/11? Now, I'm getting ready to go get touched by a TSA agent. It's the most action I've gotten in years.
By the way, I hope the action thing's getting a little better for you there, Nate.
It's a work in progress.
You got a little pull now, though.
Listen, I did not have this.
Well, you could be at the bar saying, "Hey, baby, I'm the communications director for Eric Burlison."
Did you know that? Oh yeah, that's the line. I'm gonna try that.
I'll give you the line. You want the line? You see a girl,
Let's hear it.
really pretty, beautiful girl. You ask her, "Did it hurt?" And then she'll say, "Did what hurt?" When you fell from heaven.
Yeah, Nate, use that when you'll be like a magnet. You'll be like a lady magnet.
You're making fun of me right
now.
No.
This reminds me. Did you either of you know who Skip Irwin is or was? Kind of a longtime sports guy in St. Louis.
No.
But he was a great man. I used to sit next to him in the Cardinals press box, and he would always, "Nate, how's it coming with the women?" And I'd say, "Well, Skip, I have, it is what it is. Maybe I'm too aggressive or whatever. You need to find yourself a lovely lady. You need to be kind to the lady. You need to love her." Relationship advice from the great Skip Irwin.
Is he from another part of the country? Because your accent there was a little East Coast.
Well, he was just a Jewish man from I think
Perfect.
he was from like the New York area.
Perfect.
But he was just a beauty. Yeah, I loved him.
There's a guy.
man.
I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I stopped watching the NBA for a lot of years, Nate, and now I'm mad at myself because I missed the Jason Williams era. And they called him white chocolate, and he was a passing. I mean, just a maniac with his passes. But the guy who did the play-by-play for the Sacramento Kings, after Jason would do a crazy pass, he'd say, "If you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball."
Legendary. He used to tell me, he told me, "Listen, Sonny, your home run call, it should just be something simple. Going, 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 gone." And I said, "Well, that's a little basic." And he goes, "Listen, you schmuck, if it was good enough for Mel Allen, it was good enough for you."
How about that? I can't argue with that, right?
This guy was 90-something, still showing up to the ballpark. He was a legend. I heard the same story probably 1,500 times from that man, but may he rest in peace.
And if you're going to do anything Mel Allen, you got to say, "How about that?" That was his big one. How
This
about
week
that?
in baseball, they should bring that back.
Yep. I can even remember the music. Dun, 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 dun. It's this week in baseball. Okay, sorry.
That's awesome.
So, hey, we're doing pretty good in the Iran attack, huh?
I think so. It seems like, we're decimating Iran's navy, and we killed, 40-plus of their supreme leaders, including the kingpin. So I'm hopeful that this is as swift and successful as what we've seen the Trump administration be able to pull off in the past. However, I'm skeptical of that, I suppose, because, you know, we heard, and not to compare administrations, but I did, you know, hear clips. I think it was on Megyn Kelly's show or something where they played a clip from Dick Cheney, who was sort of using similar rhetoric, which was ambiguous, like, well, we're going to be here for weeks. That could be months. It's really undetermined. We don't know. We might need boots on the ground. We don't think we're going to need. So I'm just skeptical. But I'm hopeful because I don't think that we have time right now with the domestic agenda to be spending a tremendous amount of time in the Middle East. And that's just my opinion. And I think I'm not alone on that. If you look at the polls, you can probably find a poll to support your opinion either way on these Iran strikes. But I'm also not here to defend the Ayatollah. And, you know, I've had numerous discussions with people and, you know, something probably had to be done. It's just whenever we get into a foreign entanglement, I know that it derails the domestic agenda. And so that's something that I don't want to lose focus on. I think the American people deserve better than just spending the next year, 2, 3 in the Middle East. I hope that's not the case.
Well, Nate, I will give you the benefit of the doubt on, you know, when you do something like this, it's got to take away from something. And right now, the economy is not crushed by any stretch of the imagination, but gas is higher right now, and you know, things like that. But it'll come back down because the oil is, you know, basically that's heaven, right, for the oil, that part of the country. But I think that the difference between now and Dick Cheney is, here's the problem, okay? During the Gulf War, we had won the war. I mean, we clearly had won the war, and we were still bombing, you know, Jordan and whatever. And NBC was like, how much more can we possibly bomb this country? And George Bush was like, yeah, you're right. Let's stop.
Yeah.
And that's why. And then they created a vacuum and it started all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope, you know, better leadership, better strategy, more aggressive attacks that completely decimate. It worries me a little bit because when you're dealing with a country like Venezuela versus a country like Iran, you know, this is 92 or 93 million people in Iran, and you know, I think there is some cause for concern that this could turn into a mass refugee resettlement across the European Union. It always means that the United States usually takes more refugees. And again, all of these things, while important, I think one of the biggest selling points of Donald Trump was that he was going to make America great again. And I don't necessarily think that some of the messaging from the administration has been great, at least in the days following the attack, on the imminent threat. I think there's somewhat of a disconnect when you say that there's been an imminent threat for 40-something years. I don't know. It seems a little hypocritical or, you know, contradictory to me. But again, I guess all I'm trying to say is that I do think we're seeing a shift. And I was bringing this up to somebody yesterday that in 2028, anywhere from 13 to 15% of the population will be, or a voting electorate will be born post 9/11. And then when you add that number into the amount of people that are under the age of 40, where the polling is really bad in getting involved in Middle East entanglements, you know, you're looking at somewhere between 34 to 37% of the voting electorate. And so the narrative's changing, and it'll be very fascinating to see as we move along. But I just think that this grasp that maybe the party has on constantly wanting to get involved in foreign entanglements, it's going to be harder and harder to sell. And that debate is coming. So I hope people who are on one side are ready for it, because under 40, the polling on getting involved in the Middle East is just absolutely nowhere to be found.
No, and I get that, Nate, and I lived through all of this whole Iranian thing from the time I was in college. My first voting experience was for President Reagan, and I was at Mizzou protesting against the Iranians when they grabbed all the captives, right? So, okay, fast forward, the younger people don't know about this, but this is a messaging problem for the Republicans. And recently, we heard, in fact, I think we played a little bit of it, Kataline Leavitt talking about, okay, yes, we know that that we have to take care of things at home here, but this is critical to make things happen in the United States the way we want it to be. That's a messaging thing again that they have to be able to take care of. But at the same time, they can do two things at once, Nate. I think that they can do this, get it resolved quickly, hopefully, and then get back to lowering gas prices and food prices.
Well, they have to.
That's why,
Again, I'll repeat that I think that these strikes need to be fast and furious, and then hopefully whatever happens with the next regime happens, and the people of Iran are liberated. But one thing that I will mention when it comes to people under 40 who feel as though their government has betrayed them, I didn't necessarily feel like I was ever threatened by Iran, and I think that that's a growing sentiment across the board. I do feel threatened by a government that steals 30% of my net income, and I don't trust that government. And so when you look at like what the day-to-day, the immediate issue is that when you have a growing number of people who are skeptical of the government, who don't trust the government, who thinks that the government steals their money and then uses that money to fund something that they don't feel is an imminent threat as much as you do, the worlds are gonna collide at some point. And we're on this crash course. And I think it's important for the country to have this debate. And whether they want it or not, it's coming, and it's not going to be accepted to just sit there and tell the American people every 6 months that, Iran was weeks away or hours away from having a nuclear missile. I don't think that that's going to work anymore. It's not working on me, I'll say that. So I'll speak for myself.
Well, a lot of the under 40 crowd you speak of there, right, who are on these involved in these polling, the polling that we see that only 32% or 40% of people support President Trump in this campaign. A lot of them don't, like you said, were born post 9/11, so they don't remember a lot of the Mideast stuff, like the 52 hostages for 444 days. They don't know it. Forget about the Holocaust and World War II. The kids aren't even being taught that anymore because people don't think it happened, So I think a lot of the under 40s, I'm not talking about you, Nate, but a lot of the under 40s are just ignorantly answering to these polls, if you know what I'm saying.
And they're going to do it anyway.
And it's not stupid. It's ignorant. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair take, but that's the reality. So then how do you address it? And I don't think it's going to work by sitting them down and giving them a lecture on, listen here, this is the history of the world. I don't think they're not ready for that. They're not going to listen.
No, it's the economy, stupid, right? I mean, that's the message. And I think that he needs to get in gear and do two things at once. And if he's taking care of this, that's fine. But we need to get gas prices back down at some point, and this before this midterm, especially. And we need to see some significant gain. Like we're seeing interest rates moving down slowly. Housing and rentals are going down slowly, but we need to see some significant change again in the gas prices and groceries. Those are the two main things.
I agree, and I think groceries in particular, and then really one of the big things that still Republicans kind of won't touch with a 10-foot pole, at least with any legitimacy, is healthcare. And when you look at the cost of healthcare, I mean, look, I was dealing with an issue in my foot like a couple of months ago, and went to an orthopedic, got it checked out, a couple x-rays, and I left. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, this is going to cost me an arm and a leg. And I had no idea what it's going to cost. And sure enough, the bill comes, and now it's like I have to work out a payment plan because I don't have the additional income to just write a $1,500 check to the hospital for x-rays on my foot.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, I work for the federal government. I'm kind of supposed to have like a decent, benefit healthcare plan. And no one knows. There's no price transparency. It's just So all of those things are agenda items that can't get lost in the distraction of war that's already semi-unpopular. So I hope they're paying attention, but I'm skeptical, fellas.
And I agree that President Trump needs to contribute to the discussion on this, Nate, but it takes a Congress, man. There are so many lobbyists involved. There are so many different – it's so deep, that deep state, the swamp, that I think that it's all become a culture in Washington, D.C. And it's not going to just take the Trump administration. It's got to be the whole Congress. They need to get together and say, we need to revamp this whole thing. It's not working.
Agreed, Kenny. So, but here's a good example. So you're right. The president isn't going to sit there and hash out the inside baseball of whatever needs to be done to fix healthcare. What he wants is he wants a final product that he believes that he can go sell to the American people. Hence why you had something called the One Big Beautiful Bill. Was it a sexy bill title? Did it pull well with the consultants? No. But Trump was like, I love that. The One Big Beautiful Bill. That's Trump in a nutshell. That's what makes him him. That's what he excels in. So what this Congress has to do is work with outside groups and come together. Not everybody's going to get everything that they want, but if they can put together like a 5-part plan that deals with price transparency, that deals with prescription costs, that deals with health savings accounts or healthier savings accounts, that invites wellness things where you could spend tax-free money on things like a gym membership or healthy foods or any sort of wellness purse that would align with MAHA. Like, those are things that this Congress needs to come up with and combine about 5 or 6 of those concepts into a plan and sell it to the American people. And once that plan is in motion, then that's when the president comes and drags that thing across the finish line. But here's the disconnect. Leadership doesn't want to do it because it's hard work. And so without the president sort of lighting a fire under leadership, you get the Congress dragging their feet. So it's like this catch-22 where you need the president, but the president doesn't really want to get involved until it's a product. But the product can't be born unless the president drags leadership to get the product initiated.
Yeah.
So it's a frustrating logistics issue that the Congress has to deal with.
All right. My brain hurts. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Sorry.
Okay? That's okay. But I do want to talk about
Thanks, Nate.
the World Baseball Classic, which starts tomorrow. My question to you, Nate, you still follow sports pretty closely, right?
I do. Mm-hmm.
So are they going to play real baseball? Are they going to play little girls' t-ball baseball with all the rules and the pitch count and put the guy on second base in extra innings and all that stuff that I just absolutely hate?
Well, unfortunately, they're going to do some of those things that you hate, including extra innings where they put a guy on second base. In this particular instance, I don't even want to say that I understand why they're doing it, but because you're still in spring, you don't want injuries to happen. You are limited with how many players you have on your roster, and maybe they should address that so we don't have to play Little League games and rules. But look, I think coming off the Winter Olympics and the inspiration that we saw from Team USA, whether it was the women's hockey team or the men's hockey team, like, that was one of the coolest things that I've ever watched. I mean, it was so unique. Both of them. Yep. Unbelievable. Yep. Totally cool. And so if Major League Baseball, it like works perfect for them. I mean, it's set up on a tee for baseball to kind of take that spotlight and run with it and really build as a momentum going into the 26th season. And the last time they did this, remember, it was great. You had Shohei Ohtani pitching and Mike Trout at the plate,
right,
and it was epic. I mean, it was such a lightning rod for Major League Baseball to get their season kicked off. And I think this World Baseball Classic has been a hit. I think the international dynamic to all of these leagues is a benefit, and the more that they sort of associate with it, it grows their brand globally and domestically. So I'm all about it. I love the World Baseball Classic, and I love to see these guys show patriotism when they put the American jersey on.
Of course, yes. But it's just the game. I've always said my whole life, until all these changes, I've always said if somebody came here, time traveled from 1927 to now, it'd be the same game. Or better yet, go back to 1927, same game. And now it's just not the same game anymore, and it pisses me off, Nate. And it's got me to a point.
Me too.
But I like the World Baseball Classic. One of my favorite highlights of the old of World Baseball Classics past is when I believe Yadier Molina was catching, and the guy who caught the ball to tag out the runner was pointing at Yadi, way to go, before he even caught the ball. And then he caught it, and then he tagged him out, and it was just great. All right, Nate.
I'm with you. They need to go back to some of the roots that made the game great. Put the ball in play, speed, great pitching, defense. It's a fun game.
Whitey ball, stolen bases,
Let the
bunts.
pitchers pitch. Let them do the mental game without having a time limit.
I know you guys got to run, but I saw one clip from spring training where they're implementing this automated ball strike system, and there were, within the same at bat, like 4 direct challenges in a row where the umpire got it wrong.
Oh, my God.
It's just like, oh, man, that's where we're going.
And that's how it's been for 100 years, and it should still be okay. All right, Nate, thanks so much, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy the World Baseball Classic. We'll talk next week.
All right, Vic, Ken, thank you. See you.
See you, buddy.
Am I being a big baby about this?
No, but you just made up a great point. Something I thought about. When you played each individual game, you looked and found and saw the ump that was available that day, and you actually played the game around that ump as well, because there are umpires that did certain things that were specific to them.
Which ump will give you the corners?
Judgment, exactly right.
Yeah.
That's another piece of the game
Yeah.
that's gone now.
I hate it. I love baseball, but I hate it. All right, Porcelli's Deli coming up. Abbott and Costello.
All right.
Right? Lou Costello, the date, the anniversary of the day he passed away was a couple of days ago. And they were just one of my favorites, if not my favorite comedy team. That's next on the Deli on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Follow us on Rumble at News Talk STL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show
If you try anything to raise the cost of precision jobs, I will veto it.
on News Talk STL.
Hey, Jamie Allman here for Santino's. It isn't just a cigar lounge. It's an experience spanning 2 levels of pure sophistication. Handcrafted cocktails, authentic Sicilian cuisine with sauces made from scratch. The state-of-the-art smoke filtration keeps the air pristine, while the separate non-smoking wine room offers a perfect alternative. Members enjoy the lowest rates with premium benefits, including the ultimate climate-controlled humidor. Santino's, just off Highway 55 at the Imperial exit, SantinoCigarCocktails.com.
Tim Jones here for Comprehensive Chiropractic in Eureka, the premier chiropractic and sports performance facility in the region. They've helped me recover from day-to-day aches and pains for years. And here's something special, personal training programs. Whether you're an athlete committed to increasing performance, recovering from an injury, or just want to get healthier and lose weight, their personal training programs will help you reach your goals and stay there. Comprehensive Chiropractic in Eureka, online at cchiropractic.com. That's cchiropractic.com.
This year, America turns 250, and News Talk STL is celebrating our nation's semi-quincentennial all year long. News Talk STL, #1 for live and local Soros-free talk, with proud supporters of our 250th birthday celebration. Freddy's Market, Iron Bear Customs, and STL Windows and Doors. 250 years strong, and we're just getting started. 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Hi, I'm Jen Wallner.
And I'm Rodney Wallner with the Wallner Home Selling Team at Berkshire Hathaway.
Hey, Rodney, how do you sell your home for top dollar?
That's easy. Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What if I want a flexible commission rate?
Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
When's the best time to sell your home?
Right now. Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
For all your real estate needs, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
That's 314-810-SOLD.
News Talk STL. News Talk STL. Welcome to Porcelli's Deli.
Yes, very good. I'll have a Bloody Mary and a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich, please.
Over here. Ketchup. Where's the ketchup at?
I bet the Chinese food here is terrible.
With Vic Porcelli.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot. Porcelli's Deli is moved to 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Come on in. We're open. Have a seat. Vic will tell you a story.
Hi there. Come on in. Have a cup of coffee or maybe an egg cream. Because we're going to talk about Paterson, New Jersey for a second here.
All right.
I'm a big fan of. Okay, so I grew up in the era. I was born in '58, right? So Abbott and Costello, and they're 40, so it was only 10 years or so before I was born. And in New Jersey, one of the stations would have what they called $1 Million Movie. And they'd take a movie and just play it all day. They play it like 3 times in a row. So I sit there and watch it all the time. And Abbott and Costello were on a lot with that. So Lou Costello was born. Tomorrow is actually his birthday, March 6th, 1906. A couple of days ago was the anniversary of the day he died in 1959. Okay? He died 1 year after I was born. And his real name, by the way, is Louis Francis Cristillo. But Costello, I guess, rolled off the tongue better, so that was his stage name. Big fan of the Charlie Chaplin films. Keep in mind, when he was young, the only way to watch this stuff was to go to the theater and see a silent movie. And the cool things about those silent movies, Ken, was, and you'll appreciate this, being a cat, they'd have a piano player watching the silent film and playing what he saw. You know what I mean? Like
I wish I could. Well, actually, the Fox Theater, I think, did something like that.
Oh, they absolutely did.
I saw that once. But they had a little orchestra with them.
You're talking about the whole orchestra is doing the actual score that was on the original cartoon.
Yeah.
But back in 1927, the film came to the theaters with no sound. There was no sound. There was no sound that came with it because there was no sound.
No sound.
Silent pictures. And all the when you watch a Charlie Chaplin movie and you hear all that music, and the guy at the Fox did it, watch the film, and then he had to play this. My son would have been great at this.
I was just gonna say, yeah,
right?
But it was awesome. And
he'd play what he thought. So anyway, so he was a big fan of that. And then he met Bud Abbott, and this is like burlesque era, right? Where, and burlesque era comedy during the Great Depression was a great release for people. So, Abbott and Costello did this. They were all about wordplay and stuff like that. And there's a movie called Buck Privates. It was a movie to be made for a movie, but it also was a morale builder for people here in the United States while the war was going on. And the Andrews sisters did Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy in the film,
Love that song.
And Apple Blossom Time, by the way. And Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree with anybody else but me. But, so Lou Costello was the stupid private, and Bud Abbott outranked him. And he asked some questions, and he asked this question of Lou Costello, and you got to appreciate the math in this.
Say you're 40 years old. Now, wait a minute, just a minute.
Who's 40?
Just say, pretend you're
I'm
40.
a boy.
All right, pretend you're...
a little boy.
All right, wait a minute. Look, pretend
I'm
you're...
not 40.
Pretend you're 40 years old. And you're in love with a little girl, say, 10 years old.
This one's gonna be a pip.
Well, now, wait a minute till I finish it.
Now, I'm going around with a 10-year-old girl.
Well, wait a minute.
You got a good idea where I'm gonna wind up.
Will you wait a minute, please? Now, you're 40. She's 10. You're 4 times as old as that girl. Now, you couldn't marry her, could you?
Not unless I come from the mountains.
Never mind that. I'm asking you one little simple question. You want to answer it?
Oh, go ahead.
You're 40. She's 10. You're 4 times as old as that girl. Can't marry her, so you wait. Oh, you wait 5 years.
I wait 5 years.
Now you're 45. The little girl is 15. Now you're only 3 times as old as that little girl, right? Huh? So you wait 15 years more. Now the little girl is 30. You're 60. Now you're only twice as old as that little girl.
She's catching up.
Yes. Now here's the question. How long do you have to wait before you and the little girl are the same age? Now, go ahead. Now, there's a very simple question. Think hard.
I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous.
What's ridiculous
if
about
I keep waiting for that girl, she'll pass me up.
What do you mean?
She'll wind up older than I am.
What are you talking about?
She'll have to wait for me.
Why should she wait for you?
I was nice enough to wait for her.
Okay, listen. That is not the Buck Privates version. That was just a clip I found on YouTube. But he gets a little... I was nice enough to wait for her,
Yeah.
So who did Abbott and Costello influence besides me in this world? So I have to do something to you, and I apologize deeply for this, okay? But I want you to hear Jerry Seinfeld talking about his show and how it was certainly influenced by Abbott and Costello. What I have to apologize for is he did it on the Howard Stern show, so you have to hear Howard Stern's voice, and I apologize for that.
Do you not see the similarity
Yes.
of my show and that show? I patterned my show after that show.
Did you?
Yes.
Is that the truth, or you're just saying
Yes.
that to appease me?
No. The idea of Abbott and Costello was everybody is evil for no reason.
Right.
Nobody explains why Mike the cop hates Lou.
Yeah.
Why Mr. Bacigalup is so hostile. We did tons of that on my show.
So, one of the most successful, memorable shows of all time, Seinfeld, was patterned after Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
So, their most famous routine is Who's On First, which has been named, by the way, the greatest comedy routine of the 20th century by Time Magazine. And it's just it's really a simple sketch because Lou Costello wants to know what are the names of the players on the team. Well, it turns out that the names of the players also are pronouns and stuff, so you get a little confused. Should we play it first, or should we talk about that first?
I think you should talk about that if people are on the stream, and then I think you should.
So if you're watching the stream, thank you for getting all the handsomeness. My son and I, you probably could guess, have memorized and performed Who's On First many times at charity events and different places. There was a theater company that did It's a Wonderful Life, but the radio version. Like, we weren't on stage, we were in the studio where you read your thing and then you drop the page, you know?
Yeah.
And I was Potter. I had to play Potter on that. But before that, Chris and I went up because it was 1947, right? It's a Wonderful Life was right smack in the middle of Abbott and Costello's height of their career.
Yeah.
So, and the guy that ran it was like great. He was like, hey, we have one of today's famous comedy teams coming up, Abbott and Costello. And Chris, of course, tripped on the way up, you know, because he was Costello and I was Abbott. And there's another theater company who did Cheaper by the Dozen. We talked about that. And the play is so short, we did an old-time radio show kind of thing. And Chris and I did Who's On First, and we put a picture up on the stream. I'm on the left, Chris is on the right, and we're both saying, third base. So let's hear a little bit of Who's On First.
On the St. Louis team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You know the fellas' names?
Yes.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The fellow playing first base for St. Louis.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
Well, what are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
Have you got a first baseman on first?
Certainly.
Then who's playing first?
Absolutely.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Why not? The man's entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes.
So who gets it?
Why shouldn't he? Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. After all, the man earns it.
Who does?
Absolutely.
Well, all I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
Oh, no. What is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Well, don't change the players.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy.
What's the guy's name on first base?
What's the guy's name on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
So, their names are pronouns. And
man,
it's so classic and it's so well done, and the timing is so great. Now, if you go on YouTube and you look up Who's On First, this annoys me a little bit. What you just heard there, Abbott and Costello doing Who's On First, was from one of their movies called Naughty 90s. Now, the cool thing about that is it was a riverboat. Everything takes place on a riverboat. A lot of poker going on, and they did that at a time, not at a real time, but when the setting of the movie was back before the turn of the century, when St. Louis was the only baseball team west of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I know.
And the cool thing about it is, if you heard in the beginning, now on the St. Louis team, because if you watch Naughty 90s, Bud Abbott is wearing a uniform, baseball uniform that says St. Louis Wolves. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
It says St. Louis. If you go to Blueberry Hill, they have 2 dolls that are Abbott and Costello doing Who's On First, because it says St. Louis Wolves, so it's St. Louis. So
yeah.
You know, they put it up. So Chris and I have done it. The picture on the stream is us saying third base. Now, the shirt that Chris is wearing, the story behind that shirt is I brought him to the Baseball Hall of Fame when he was young. We all went as a family. And in the gift shop, they have uniforms, jerseys like that are Abbott and Costello jerseys. And number 1, the name on the back is who. And number 2, the name on the back is what. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what he's wearing. He's wearing one of those. Because as soon as I saw that, I bought like all of them. I bought every single one of them that they had. First, second, third. First, who, what, and I don't know. And I don't know. I love doing that with Chris. I was going to call him and ask him to do it with me this morning, but with the delay, we couldn't. Because third base.
It wouldn't have worked. Yeah, because how tight that was. Yeah.
Exactly right. So, anyway, I just wanted to do that because Evan Costello, Lou Costello was born on March 6th and died on March 3rd. So we're right smack in the middle of all of that.
Yeah.
Today is actually the 6th, isn't it? No, today's the 5th. So we are smack in the middle of that. And I know it's old-time stuff and nobody cares and it's old, Vic, and why are you talking about this? Because it was genius, okay? And if you've never sat and studied it, you should do it. You should watch it. And the naughty 90s version, because people on YouTube put up old, different versions. Say, this is the best version of it. No, it wasn't, okay? This is the best version from naughty 90s. Who's on first from Abbott and Costello. So that's it. That's all the time we have for Porcelli's Deli.
Tuna on toast, coleslaw, cup of coffee.
Yeah. No, wait a minute. I always have tuna on toast. Nothing's ever worked out for me with tuna on toast. I want the complete opposite of tuna on toast. Chicken salad on rye, untoasted, with a side of potato salad and a cup of tea.
So there you have it. So the president's not going to say anything that we have to go to him live on today, right?
If he does, we'll be there.
Then we'll screw Curtis Houck twice in 1 week.
No. Yeah, well, that's true.
We were supposed to talk to him.
Yeah, I know.
And, Curtis, sorry, the president's talking.
Right.
So we won't do that to him again. And he's great. NewsBusters, right? Media Research Center on the terrible, awful, biased coverage in the media. That's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. I'm a bad boy.
The Vic Porcelli Show. Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. Free speech is alive and well in America right here.
It's about time somebody stood up for true American values.
What this country needs is some backbone.
Finally, a president who wants to make real change.
101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Tim Jones here to introduce you to your new favorite roofing company, Correll Roofing. There were 4 major storms last year. Did your roof take a hit? Do you even know? Most homeowner insurance policies require claims to be filed within 1 year, so time's running out for a closer look. At Correll Roofing Company, you get a local roofing specialist who will advocate for you every step of the way. Give yourself peace of mind. Schedule your roof inspection today with Correll Roofing at CorrellRoofingCo.com. That's CorrellRoofingCo.com.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Mark Schmitz, father of Jared Schmitz, the founder of the Freedom13.org.
We've met with Trump now, I think it's 6 times. Trump has been fantastic. What you see on TV is what you get in real life. I mean, we spent 6 hours at private dinner with him. It wasn't stuffy. It wasn't uncomfortable. It literally felt like you were at your Uncle Bob's backyard barbecue, but he knew information about my son.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Now, the Free Market Minute, brought to you by the Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise at Lindenwood University.
Hi, it's Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show, and I'm here with Dr. Grant Black. And Grant, capitalism, that is increasingly under attack. But why is a free market system so important?
The simple answer, society is much better off because of free markets. Free markets allow individuals and business owners to freely choose what to consume, how to save, where to live and do business, what to produce, and how to protect our valuable resources, and so much more. And this can all happen without requiring heavy government interference. In a nutshell, free markets empower people to live their lives the way they choose. And this makes all our lives better.
The John W. Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise at Lindenwood University fosters and examines market-oriented approaches to economic and social issues. To learn more, visit hammondinstitute.org.
Fox News commentary with Craig Gutfeld. Next.
Most investments today feel like second jobs. Real estate, you're a landlord. Stocks, you're a day trader. Crypto, you're a full-time researcher. You've got a life to live. Your investment should help you live it. That's why more Americans are choosing gold. Noble Gold has helped thousands protect their future with real physical gold. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Here's Greg Gutfeld.
In California, the parole board just decided to release a man serving life in prison. Actually, 3 life sentences for 16 counts of kidnapping and child molestation. But now, apparently, life is just a word on a cereal box. It used to be the term judges used to send an unmistakable message. You did something so vile, so predatory, so permanently destructive that society is done negotiating with you. It's not about rehabilitation, it's about punishment and protecting other people. But in California, life now means, well, until someone far removed from the crimes decides when a monster is too old to rape and releases them. It's now someone who didn't see the victims, didn't hear the testimony or sit through the horror, who can decide decades later that the scum has aged out of his depravity, which means pedophiles now have a retirement plan.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, it's Tom Shalhoub. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
I held off.
You did.
And let
I
you
was
show
watching.
Up. Yeah, I knew it was coming. All right, let's. We were going to talk to Curtis last week, and the president spoke, so we had to pull that up. But he is the managing editor at NewsBusters from the Media Research Center. Curtis, how are you?
Good to be with you.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm sorry. The president's going to speak. We have to. No, Curtis, we wouldn't do that to you twice a week. So listen, what you talk about and what we're going to talk about here happens so frequently that it happened just this morning on the Today Show, right? They make it sound like it's World War III, like everybody's fighting against each other, when really it's everybody fighting against Iran. And they didn't say it that way.
And it's bad.
No, and it's all doom all the time. It's doom porn, really. That's what we're dealing with here.
Porn, okay.
Everything's bad all the time. I only somewhat understand. These people are being disingenuous about it, but if you're not in the news media, I can understand that you may have this PTSD to Iraq or something like that. Like, they think every sort of foreign intervention is going to end up like Iraq. And, I don't mean to come off like I'm high on drugs or something, but I'm like, just relax, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be okay.
Right.
We had people say, taking out their nuclear sites last year was going to be World War III. We even had people earlier this year that said going after Maduro was like World War III and everyone was going to die. Have we all died yet? I don't think so.
I'm good. Ken, you good?
I'm good.
We're good. We're good over here, Curtis. But I just don't understand how people don't get it. And do they really believe what they're saying, or are they just, okay, I'll say it, And
well, I think in some cases, at CNN, I think they're just that disingenuous, that they are that terrible. I mean, you had Caitlin Collins, former side boob slideshow reporter for the Daily Caller back in the day, now at CNN making millions of dollars. She went the very doltish route to Caroline Leavitt yesterday and said, well, Secretary Hegseth says all we print is negative headlines. So does that mean the president doesn't want us to cover the dignified transfer whenever that happens in Dover? No, that's not what he's saying here. Any person with 2 brain cells that they are willing to use to rub together can surmise what Hegseth was talking about here, which is, again, yes, everything's terrible. Americans are trapped. Trump didn't tell anybody, even though he's been graphing it for weeks. I mean, we have people. I mean, I know people in my life that didn't even know the Olympics were going on like 3 or 4 days in. There, unfortunately, I know listeners, it might be hard to understand, but there are some people who have no idea what's going on in the world.
And those are the people that are polled, right? Those are the people who vote, so it's people who don't really know
unfortunately.
anything.
Unfortunately, yes. So the media kind of, to use one of their words to talk about us, they seize on that lack of, a low IQ, low information voter, and try to make it seem like, well, the president failed these people. I mean, like we've been talking about, are we going to bomb Iran for months?
47 years.
47 years, too. Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing, guys, I have to point out. Grievances. That's the word that I've been hearing. A reporter yesterday in the White House press briefing did this. Richard Engel on NBC News did it earlier this week, talking about the history of what Iran has done to the American people is just a series of grievances, guys.
Yes.
Those 200-plus Marines killed in Beirut, the 100 killed at the embassy, those killed by IEDs, those are just grievances.
No, I want to talk to you because we were talking yesterday about NBC, and you were saying that guy that's British, and I said Richard Engel, and I was so wrong. It's Keir Simmons who you don't like.
That's who it is.
He's the guy who thinks because these British guys think they're better than us because they have that accent.
And he was making, and in fact, and get this, Curtis. Yesterday, I was saying, man, you got to give the Today Show props because they went ahead and spent the first 20 minutes letting Pete Hegseth and Raising Cane talk without any interruption. Well, today they're back to the same form they were. It's a very loud and vocal opposition to President Trump's policies, Curtis. Very loud and small opposition, okay? And that's what I need to, I think that's a message that needs to get out.
Right, and in the polling on this, they say, well, we did this flash poll, which, like using SurveyMonkey or whatever, which is the kind of thing you use to figure out when are people free for meetings. I know I did that with student government at Penn State. You'd fill out a SurveyMonkey link to when can our committee meet, not to, like, conduct scientific polling. And it also has to do with the questions. They never talk about the questions. They just ran out with this poll saying, 53% of the American people are against this thing that Trump wants to do. Okay, well then how did they ask it? Are, never-ending bombing campaigns with the possibility of boots on the ground.
Right.
Are you in support of this? And then of course people are going to be like, well, I don't know about that. But if you explain that, we're going to take out a terroristic regime that is a whole bunch of backward, Stone Age thinking mullahs, then, it sounds good to me.
Yeah.
It all has to do with that.
And any woman who doesn't support what Donald Trump is doing is just stupid. Because if they want to get beaten with a stick in the middle of town, that's their decision.
You look at what women used to like, how they used to dress in Iran.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Short skirts.
Hair. They could go to school, they could get educations, again, look at, where we are now. And to be clear, guys, too, the other thing people have to realize, I know you may not have been paying attention in Western or world history class in 10th grade or whatever. You were staring at Susie across the room.
Janet
or
Krogowski's legs, yeah.
Yeah, or looking at the teacher or whatever. I don't know, guys. But the reality is that Persia is a very sophisticated society. Yeah. We're not talking about, again, backwater, warlords with poppy fields in Afghanistan, or we're not talking about, slums, high-rises in Iraq. The Iranian people are pretty sophisticated. The Iranian Americans that live here in the United States, they're wicked smart. You see a lot of, Iranian Americans on all sorts of CNN, MS Now, Fox News. They're like doctors. They do all kinds of stuff. They're very smart.
Yep.
So if you give them if they would be much better about creating a new form of government than Afghanistan or Iraq by a long shot.
All right. I have two things I want to squeeze in here, Curtis, and we are running out of time. Curtis Houck is the managing editor of NewsBusters from Media Research Center. So my first question is, do you think, in your heart of hearts, when these polling companies who are biased to the left, when they call somebody, do they say, you don't approve of this bombing in Iran, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's definitely what some of these people, that you're definitely putting the thumb on the scale. I definitely think that's what's happening with polling.
So you got to take away some percentage points right off the top automatically, which leads me to my next thing. This is what I would like you to do. Okay, the next article you write for NewsBusters. Do you have a pen or pencil on you? Okay.
Click.
Yeah. Write down this word. Ready? EDSTOIT. That word is EDSTOIT, and it's an acronym for Everything Democrats Say, the Opposite is True. Now, sounds funny, right? Sounds goofy, but anytime they say anything, Donald Trump colluded with the Russians, and you run it through the EDSTOIT filter, you'll find out that it's not just a lie, Curtis, it's worse. The actual opposite is true. So I'd like you to write an article about EDSTOIT.
Right. Well, because with the news media, everything Democrats say is true in their mind.
Right.
They all say this. We've made all kinds of supercuts of a side-by-side of Eric Swalwell says blank in between farts, and then CNN, more than Anderson Cooper says literally the same thing. He's not quoting Eric Swalwell. He's literally just saying the same thing as fact. And that's how the doom loop works, the feedback loop works. But, we're the ones that have the feedback loop, with Donald Trump. We're the ones with the problem. If you don't expand our horizons, gentlemen.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the EDSTOIT filter, it's simply this. I mean, we've heard it so many times. Like, for example, this is just an example. You've got Democrats who will say, well, they're election deniers, okay?
Right.
But in reality, they're the original election deniers. But they have to cover it up because back in 2016, back in 2000, they were the election deniers. But now they have to say, well, no, they are, so you can look away from what we actually did. That's the EDSTOIT thing.
And here's another quick example.
Sleight of hand.
Right? Exactly.
Right.
It's sleight of hand. It's like the three-card Monte game. But another thing is, that's perfect example of EDSTOIT is, you ready? The 2020 election was the most secure election in history. EDSTOIT.
Oh.
You got it?
Oh.
So write an article about that. My name is spelled Porcelli. Okay, spell it.
Hat tip, yeah.
All right.
A hat tip, yeah.
So where do we find all your great stuff, Curtis?
Yeah, newsbusters.org, newsbusters.org, at Newsbusters on X. I'm at Curtis Houck, CurtisHouck, one word. And we have a Newsbusters app, Google and Apple. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
Curtis, I want to say thanks for following me on X, man. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Did you follow me on X, too?
I'll have to go look.
Don't tell me you followed him and you didn't follow me. The hell's...
I had to reveal
that.
Oh,
my God.
I had to.
All right, we'll see if we'll have you back maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Curtis. Be good, baby. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Curtis. Have a good weekend.
Take care, guys.
You know what? Damn it. I'm going to look that up right now.
He's great, man. I mean, this is what we want to start getting more into, those actually revealing how the media is working. We're in the media, Vic. Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, this independent radio station is part of the media, but we're a different kind of media.
Right.
We don't have people above us, 3 layers of people above us writing scripts and telling us what to say and what we cannot say.
Right.
We're not owned by George Soros, by the way.
I take it back. He is following me.
Okay, good.
So you're not such a big shot, okay?
I thought maybe...
Oh, thanks for following me. Like all your other 6 million people who follow me on Twitter. How many? You got like 6,000 followers on Twitter.
Close to 9. I want to get...
9,000?
Yeah.
I have a little over 900.
No, you don't. You get more than that.
All right. Ken doesn't even help me with that, by the way.
I try.
Ken, I got an idea.
No, I've actually taken...
I've seen it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Got to give you trouble on the air.
Well, yeah.
So why don't we start a Twitter feed called EDSTOIT?
Okay.
And then we'll just, every time something happens, we'll say, yep, this is it. This is EDSTOIT. Everything Democrats say, the opposite is true.
So a completely different thing.
That would be the handle, EDSTOIT. It's got to be.
Someone probably took it already.
Sons of bitches, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's check it out.
All right.
All right, because that'll be cool. And then everybody will know that it's Ken Williams who did it. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you start a new one. A new.
I can do that. Yeah, that's no big deal.
You want to do that? That'll be
I'll
fun.
try. Yeah, if it's not taken.
That'll be fun.
We just told everybody, though.
You know what? We're not paying you for it, so if you want it, grab it, keep it.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on NewstalkSTL 1019. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Finally, March, the season of fresh starts, more daylight, more energy. A perfect time to take a fresh look at your home. Your windows or doors are outdated and efficient? Check with Renewal by Andersen. From your first design consultation through final installation, every detail is handled by one experienced, dedicated team. Clear communication, precise craftsmanship. Renewal by Andersen windows built with our exclusive Fibrex material, stronger than vinyl. And right now, during our March savings event, take $400 off every window, $800 off every door, and get a free upgrade to Smart Sun Glass. No money down, no payments, no interest for 12 months. But this ends March 31st. Call 877-WINDOWS, 877-WINDOWS, or visit rbastl.com. rbastl.com. Superior products, exceptional service.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. There's a growing debate over maritime security now that the U.S. has sunk one of Iran's warships.
As Sri Lankan officials report another Iranian vessel in their waters, officials in New Delhi, India, say that the Iranian warship sunk by a U.S. submarine near Sri Lanka had participated in naval exercises hosted by India, with 74 countries participating, before heading out into international waters in the Indian Ocean on its way home. The sinking has ignited a debate in India about maritime security in the Indian Ocean, a region where New Delhi maintains a significant naval presence. President Donald Trump says one of his key objectives is to wipe out Iran's navy. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
National correspondent Ben Thomas reports military has identified two more of the soldiers who were killed in Kuwait.
In all, 6 soldiers were killed Sunday when a drone strike hit a command center in Kuwait. After identifying 4 of them Tuesday, the Pentagon has now provided the last 2 names. 55-year-old Chief Warrant Officer 3 Robert Marzan of Sacramento, California, and 45-year-old Major Jeffrey O'Brien of Indianola, Iowa. At a news conference Wednesday, Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth was asked about guarding against such drone attacks.
We have pushed every counter-UAS system possible forward, sparing no expense or capability.
The White House says President Trump will attend the dignified transfers of the soldiers when they arrive back in the U.S. I'm Ben Thomas.
The House is set to vote today on a resolution that would halt military action in Iran unless it's approved by Congress. The roll call will offer a snapshot of the support or opposition in Congress for the widening conflict. That's the reordering of U.S. priorities at home and abroad. It's a second vote in as many days after the Senate defeated a similar measure along party lines Wednesday. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. A lot of us are thinking about taxes, home projects we've been putting off, ways to get ahead financially in 2026. Now's the perfect time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. If you want to lower your mortgage payment, they can help you refinance. If you need access to cash for home improvements or to wipe out high-interest debt, their fixed-rate line of credit is one of the best tools out there. Fast approval, predictable rate, and flexibility to use your home's equity wisely. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. Imagine starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 81938.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint, formulated to outsmart the elements. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, mold or mildew. Our home exterior coatings intelligently designed to stand up to Mother Nature. Call 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at INHSTL.com. That's INHSTL.com.
Hey, Jamie Allman here for the great Window World. You know, just over the last 20 years of Window World being in St. Louis, they've improved the look and thermal efficiency of more than 76,000 customers in St. Louis. Plus, Window World windows come with a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor. And now Window World is now offering 36 months, same as cash financing, with approved credit. Call them today at 314-993-1800, 314-993-1800.
Dozens of out-of-state law firms are crashing into St. Louis to get your business. My advice, rely on a hometown firm. Under Law has lawyers raising their families right here with you. And when you're injured by someone else's actions, you are entitled, you deserve full compensation. You want lawyers who will not bend to big insurance, but will stand protecting you. Under Law, underlaw.com. Under wins.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right, our last hour of our 3-hour tour. Got the chat box coming up at 11:41, and right now our great friend Tony Kinnett is up. And we're going to talk to him because he's the Daily Signal national correspondent and just a good guy. Tony, you're now officially part of the family.
Yeah, you called me friend. You called me family.
Wow.
I haven't felt this loved in years. It's disturbing a little, but I'll roll with it.
Just don't tell anybody, about the stupid stuff I say. All right. So let's talk about something that rarely happens, Tony. The United States Supreme Court really doesn't reach unanimous decisions very often, but it did. And it helped President Trump. I was shocked to hear that even the decision itself was written by Justice Ketanji Jackson Brown. Wait a minute.
No.
Is it
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
You sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was Ketanji Jackson Brown.
No, you got to play "Sorry Miss Jackson" from Outcast. That's
Hey, our mission there was to make Tony Kinnett laugh, and if that's what it did, that's what it did. But here's
you know what? I love it.
Here's the thing, right? So now, what do the liberals say now? What do the progressives say now? Oh, this Supreme Court is in the bag for Trump. Well, all three liberals voted for this, and one liberal wrote it.
I mean, I think my take on this is that it was such an easy opinion. They let Ketanji Brown Jackson break out the Crayolas and give it a go. It's like, all right, yeah, you can't just come into the United States and Michael Scott declares super asylum. So they're like, Ketanji, can you handle this? And she's like, I'm trying to understand. We know, sweetie. We know you're trying to understand. You just start writing. Kavanaugh's going to have a beer. We're just going to see how this goes.
Unbelievable. And, when they want to pack the court, I think we're the ones that should want to pack the court because we appointed some of these justices and they don't go our way.
Oh, no. I mean, again, John Roberts is really the only person I've seen so far that's been able to have been bullied into a particular position. And that's because he gets really annoyed by the left saying, "Now, don't you do that, John Roberts." And then he's like, "I'm going to touch it. I'm going to do it." And then he'll every once in a while issue a ruling that is essentially, "I don't like Nancy Pelosi." I'm not joking. That's essentially in some of his opinions. I really don't like Nancy Pelosi, that denture-sucking goober. So I'm ruling this way. Everyone else, though, is pretty standard.
I got to tell you gave me a little bit of the willies there when you talked about touching it. I don't want to touch anything. You said
careful.
it, not me. You're weird. Is he
This
weird?
Wisconsin air is doing something to me, guys.
Now, wait. I'm glad you said that. Are you in the car right now?
No, I'm sorry. I'm on a MacBook. I'm away from my beautiful studio set. I'm in Wisconsin. They brought me up here to speak at a college to students. I don't know why you would do that to children, but here I am.
What college?
Maranatha Baptist University. It's my alma mater.
Awesome.
So a conservative lean to the professors and stuff?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, a biblical leaning. So they don't teach that men are women and that, you can claim to be theys and thems. We teach real grammar here, all kinds of stuff. It's nifty.
So we were having a conversation that we could probably continue with you. We were talking to Nate Lucas, who happens to be the communications director for U.S. Representative Eric Burlison, and we were talking about just what people learn, how kids learn history. Are they learning history? Because kids who are under a certain age right now have no idea what happened in World War II, had no idea what happened on 9/11, and they can't follow history because nobody's teaching it to them the right way.
Well, as a former education guy who unfortunately spent a bunch of money on a master's degree on curriculum development, this is something that really gets my goat per se. And no, I'm not talking Iranian goats. In this particular instance, you have kids who no longer learn history because we've created education into a thing that needs to be fun and enjoyable and a good time, because kids don't just learn from reading from books or history, even though for all of human history, we have learned by spoken narrative. You tell each other stories. That's how you communicate. And all of a sudden we decided that apparently is a factory model of education, which is stupid. In fact, that's just retarded. That's not what that is. And so, yeah, sorry, you've touched a sore spot with me, but it's this wannabe mommy fun education that's ruined it.
Yeah.
So I think you are a fan of Sebastian Maniscalco, are you not?
I'd say I'm a major fan of the old Sebastian Maniscalco.
So he has one thing where he talks about with when his wife gets into the accident, and his wife was like, as long as nobody got hurt, everything is fine. It can be replaced. And my dad went, "What happened here? I don't know. I didn't see the nail. I got it flat." Such a difference, It
really is. It's unbelievable. Old Sebastian Maniscalco really. Again, there's a great contrast between the responses that used to be and the kind of soft kitty on that 70s show, a little bit, just warm, good for nothing feelings that came for no reason whatsoever.
But a lot of the things he says are things we say in this room all the time,
Well, yeah, but that's because you guys are you guys, and we really should have locked you both up years ago, but for some reason.
That part's true, Tony. But what it does, I think, is my dad was that way. He was old school, okay? But it gave me a thicker skin. So when I did actually face life, go into real life and dealing with people on a different level, you can deal with it better. You're not so hurt. I see these kids today. I'm talking to my daughter, and they have these at college. I'm talking about here in Missouri. They have these safe spaces that you can go sit down and just chill out because you're so anxious about a certain subject or whatever. And I'm thinking, well, it's nice, but why don't you just deal with it? Just deal with it.
When I was in football, and it was back in junior high, my dad, I broke my arm on the field, and when we went to the doctor for the initial X-ray, the doctor's like, "How'd this happen?" And he was like, "My son's kind of an idiot." And I was like, "Wow!" It rolled off the skin, Yeah. It hurt a little bit because of the arm, but it rolled off.
Rub some dirt on it.
We talk a little bit. We talk about all the time. My dad, when we were growing up, he didn't even have to say anything. He just gave us that look, and we knew we were in trouble, and we went up to our bedrooms, and we didn't come out till the sun came up. And his birthday was about a month ago. 100 years. He was born 100 years ago. So that's why I put it up, because I don't usually do it every year. And then Ken writes to me, boy, I can see that look that you're talking about.
Mhm.
It's almost
Yeah, yeah.
Nowadays, you have the men who have their little man caves and their little, honey, can I please have this corner of the house for me?
There you are again. Man cave? My father had a man cave. It was the house.
A man cave.
You didn't go there.
You watched what he wanted to watch. That was it. All right, let's talk about this Tim Walz appearance that he made in front of the House Oversight Committee.
Man.
What happens to him, because he clearly didn't deserve to be a VP nominee, much less the VP, much less the governor of Minnesota,
Now, Vic, Ken, we know this, that congressional hearings anytime, they're theater, right? They want our job. They want to get in front of the camera. They want to get on the microphone. They want to put on a show. But they can't do that because they're busy ruining our lives in Washington. So they have to save that for committee time when C-SPAN 3 and ESPN 8, the Ocho, are filming them in Congress. And so they bring in Tim Walz. And if you're smart, very low bar in Washington, but if you're smart, you sit there as the congressional people put on the theater and you say, I don't recall, or I don't recall. Those are your two options. Don't say anything. Don't be dumb.
Right.
And instead, Tim Walz is like, I'm going to get up there and the answer is no. And also, I'm the governor, but I'm not the governor then. And he started playing the games with them.
Yep.
And so after Lauren Boebert got done with him and Nancy Mace got done with him, then Brandon Gill got up, cracks his knuckles, and says, I'm going to bring you a little something from the state of Texas. And he beat that man mercilessly. My God.
That's great. That's great. Let's hear some of Nancy Mace at that hearing yesterday.
How much money was spent on autism in Minnesota in 2017, Governor?
I don't have those numbers in front of me, Congresswoman.
Did you prepare for this hearing today? Did you
I
do
did.
any preparation
I take
for this hearing
Congress
today?
seriously.
And you've seen the numbers about autism fraud in Minnesota. So we're going to do some Minnesota math with you today, okay? Are you ready? How much money was spent on 2017 for autism in Minnesota? How much?
I don't know. I wasn't the governor.
Okay. Did you not just say that you prepared for this hearing today? $1 million, okay? A quick Google search or using your AI could tell you $1 million was spent. How much money was spent on autism in Minnesota in 2024?
I don't have the number in front of me. As
Were you governor in 2024?
I was, but I'm not the
Okay,
head
so
of
your
HHS.
excuse before that you didn't know what 2017 autism numbers were because you were not governor, and today you can't answer the numbers about 2024 as governor, and you still said you prepared for this hearing today. It's unbelievable. $343 million.
Down goes Waltz! Down goes Waltz!
You guys remember the famous quote from Office Space? What would you say you do here? I mean, that's...
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Come on. He gets in front of him and it's like, hey, there's a lot of fraud. And then asked Ellison the same question. It's like, hey, just a question, Attorney General. You're like, I'm Mr. Throwing everybody in jail for fraud. Why didn't you stop the payments? Even the court's issuing press statements saying you're stupid. The court is issuing statements. My goodness.
And Waltz is saying, I wasn't governor then, so I have no idea. So she asked him a question about when he was governor. So now what's your excuse?
And then he said, well, I don't really know.
No preparation.
No, not at all.
And then he's like, well, actually, I'm not the one in charge of the books, or I'm not the secretary of the HHS. And it's like, okay, but you're still the guy who's like, the buck stops with me. I'm Mr. Buck Stop-a-Rooney. And then you get up in front of here and you're like, oh, quick, somebody take this buck. Someone take it.
Right. It's terrible. It's just terrible. Are you doing a Minnesota accent there?
I know it sounds a little bit Minnesota-ish.
He's not as much true Minnesotan. So instead, what you got to do is you got to draw your cheeks back like you're a bullfrog. That's how he talks. You see him up there. Seriously, it looks like the man's rocking permanent 20% Bell palsy, both sides of the face, but only in his jaw muscles.
But you don't care about anything, do you? You don't care about who you offend. This is great.
All right. Yeah. We're going to get emails, and I revel in that. That's good show content.
Send your emails to Tony Kinnett at
Tony at TonyKinnett.com. Yeah. Make sure to include the pictures of your middle finger.
So what?
And also the tonus on acts.
So one of the Republicans on that committee was talking to Waltz, and this was so brilliant. He said, Barack Obama, when he ran for president, he wanted to have somebody not as smart as him, so he picked Joe Biden, right?
Yeah.
And then Joe Biden ran, and he wanted to pick somebody not as smart as him, so he picked Kamala Harris. And then Kamala Harris runs for president and wants to pick somebody not as smart, and he picked you.
It's true, though.
It is true. This man has such a penchant for just self-humiliation. I mean, really, he got out there in the middle of the Kamala Harris campaign, and they're like, you need to make fun of how you're white. And so instead of looking at the person and going, what's wrong with you? He's like, I really like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And then J.D. Vance got up there and beat him with a belt. Oh, what a wonderful timeline we're in.
Those debates were great.
They were.
Even the Trump-Biden debates and the J.D. Vance and Waltz debates were great, too.
And I think just simply with the debates themselves between J.D. Vance and him, there was a lot of anger when he would speak. Even when he would just sit there, you just look at his face. It was angry all the time. And J.D. Vance was like having a great time. He's having fun.
You'd be angry, too. Do you know how difficult the combat tours in Italy of 1975 were? Remember? Everybody remembers the tough trench lines in Italy in 1975. Command Master Super Sergeant Major Shooter Person.
Well, actually,
Incredible.
he claims he carried a weapon in Italy during that time.
He can't load a shotgun in the middle of a freaking
on a
march,
hunt. On a hunt.
Yeah, on the hunt. Yeah, but apparently he was dual wielding AR-15s out there in Italy.
We're talking to Tony Kinnett, Daily Signal national correspondent, and now part of the NewstalkSTL family. If you're here with us at least once a week, you're part of the family. So, listen, anything you'd like to say about now the late, great Lou Holtz?
Oh, you can't. You just spring me. You spring me up on that too quickly.
I'm sorry. You want me to say it slower?
What? No. I'm just sorry. I mean, he's one of the great football coaches of all time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Undefeated
I don't know.
championship season.
I don't know how else to describe the man who would consistently go out and rain or shine. He gave each and every one of the guys on that field. And I'm not the world's biggest Notre Dame football fan, although of course I do love him as a Hoosier. I mean, but he never gave them less than everything that he had.
Well,
and he was just a great American as well.
There's a sign. When the guys run out to the field, there's a sign that says, play like a champion today. And when you run out on the field, when you're on Notre Dame or whatever team he's coaching at the time, you touch that sign when you walk out. And you feel like you're going to play like a champion. So NBC News did a little thing about him this morning and didn't mention what a great friend of President Trump Lou Holtz was.
No, they can't mention
How about that?
It's really disgusting to rewrite a person's life and history. And obviously, Lou was just a man of such impeachable character that to also say he was a friend of President Trump means that, wow, there must have been something that this really great man saw in President Trump that makes Trump human. We can't have people thinking Trump's human.
Exactly right.
He's like Hitler incarnate. And so what they do is they ruin the legacy of brilliant men and one of the kindest people that has ever coached in a college football program. And to see part of his character and his legacy and the friends that he chose. Lou chose to be friends with Trump. He wasn't forced to be friends. He chose to be friends. That has to be stripped away from his legacy because it's too embarrassing for NBC. It's baseless and it's disgusting.
And this kind of describes Lou Holtz's whole career. He had the do right philosophy, and I was wondering about it. I didn't know the words exactly, so I looked it up. It's do the right thing, do the best you can, and show people you care. And he did that with his players, his family, and anybody that he ever met.
It seemed like the Notre Dame fight
Right.
song there. All right, Tony, great to have you. We appreciate you agreeing to being with us every Thursday. You still agree to that, right?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm on the road talking to you, aren't I?
That's
guess
true.
so,
Yeah.
I do have.
I make time for you guys. That's right.
Okay, I'm a little intimidated, but I'm good. We'll get it done.
Oh,
Well, have
bad
fun
time
at
to
your-
tell you, I've already started picking out curtains.
Have fun at your event in Wisconsin.
Yeah, enjoy the cheese, man.
Oh, I've already had curds. You know it.
Awesome.
Fantastic. All right, Tony. Thank you, sir.
You guys are the best.
See you, Tom.
I hope he means that. You think he means that?
Oh, yeah.
I hope he means
He's a good guy.
Probably says that to all the shows. Oh, I bet you say that to all the shows. All right. So this is Joe Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Can't get what you want till you know what you want. Saw him at the pageant. I was gifted tickets.
Oh, that would have been a great show.
I was gifted tickets by my program director at the time, Jules Riley.
Oh, okay.
And she gave them to me while I was in my hospital bed, when she came to visit me in the hospital, she brought me 2 tickets.
Nice. She's a good person.
Oh, she's great. She's great. All right. Stick around on 1019 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken.
These people are crazy.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Whoosh.
News, analysis, opinion.
It almost seems common sense, but, alas, common sense isn't so common these days.
News Talk STL.
1 in 4 women will have an abortion before the age of 45 in this country. That's the tragedy we must work to stop. Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show here, and that is why Reach Reproductive Health is here, to empower parents to save the lives of innocent children and to see these families come to Christ. And you can be a part of saving and changing lives. So pray and visit outreachforlife.org to learn more, volunteer, and donate. That's outreachforlife.org.
1949, the last time a Republican held the top post in St. Louis City. A gallon of milk was 84 cents and streetcars ran down Grand Avenue. Unfortunately, St. Louis City streets are no longer the epicenter of family and business life. In the 80 years of Democrat control, our city has been on a steady decline.
Hello, Kirk Ilsinger, chairman of the Republican Party for the city of St. Louis, and we believe it is our duty to provide a different path forward. I invite you to our meetings the first Thursday of every month. Learn more at stl-gop.com.
Paid for by St. Louis City Republican PAC. Curtis Farber, Treasurer.
Columbo here for my friends at Bluff City Outdoors in Alton. The knowledgeable staff at Bluff City has served the St. Louis outdoor community for decades, and they can take care of all your bow hunting needs, all your trapping needs, all your fishing needs, and more. Plus, while you're there, you can schedule a trip with a local fishing guide and shoot in their archery range. Bluff City Outdoors is open 7 days a week, 1 mile east of Fast Eddie's at 2813 East Broadway in Alton. Follow them on Facebook and at bluffcityoutdoors.com.
All the information I need on the drive to work.
Mike Ferguson in the morning. We keep it on throughout the day, whether it's local, national, or something big that's happening overseas.
News, analysis, and opinion.
St. Louis is #1 for conservative talk.
News Talk STL.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Over here, dear.
On News Talk STL.
Our PIQC is accused of $300 million in fraud as significant assets, yet no charges and no attempts to recover taxpayer money. I'll remind y'all, $19 billion. I was a state legislator, and I can remember when our state budget was $19 billion. This is money that's been stolen, and it will not be recovered, and you all are to blame, and every dadgum one of you all ought to step down. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so 2 things. And he stole my thunder there. Tim Burchett said his dad gum. He says dad gum.
Dad gum.
Dad gum money.
Damn right.
And
that means he's mad.
That means he's really mad. And he tells it like it is. He's not playing softball.
Right.
With Waltz and Ellison.
Well, Vic, with all the money, I mean, we're talking about obviousness here. We're talking about in our face. We've had to deal with this, especially with the media over the last 5 years, where they would say, no, you don't. What you're seeing is not what is true. What you're hearing is not true. All this stuff that you're seeing and hearing, none of it's true. Joe Biden is very cognitive. His cognitive ability is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He runs down the hall. We can't even keep up with him. All that stuff we were so used to. This is so obvious that it's beyond that. Someone has to be perp walked.
So what do you think is going to happen?
And I am not talking about the Somalis, because they should be perp walked anyway, but I'm talking about leadership.
So what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know what's going to happen, because unfortunately, we can't predict that based on the current government, the way it works.
Well,
I'm telling you right now, it better happen. Something better happen.
I bet if you go on your FanDuel app, you'll be able to vote or you'll be able to bet on what happens.
No
Right?
doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
And I'm going to vote on nothing. Nothing's going to happen.
Tim Walz needs to be perp walked. Keith Ellison, you know what? Especially Keith Ellison needs to be
He's
perp
been
walked.
AG longer than Walz has been governor.
And not only that, but there's evidence apparently that he spoke with these people that did get indicted for all the fraud.
Yeah, well,
or at least some of it.
Ken, here's what bothers me: fraud, corruption, all that is so widespread right now that we just gloss right over it. We don't even bother to dig in anymore.
And guess who gets screwed?
We
The
do.
American people.
Of course we do.
Taxpayers, the people whose money actually funded all this crap.
It's so bad.
I'll tell you, nothing angers me recently. Nothing angered me more than the videos that I saw coming out of Minneapolis.
The Nick Shirley videos.
Well, those were really bad. But when you have people stealing your money and a guy's wearing $3,000 pair of sunglasses saying, "Well, they came to me and there's nothing wrong here. I'm the manager." Okay, I don't even want to hear you. I want to hear facts right now.
Nick Shirley, we've said it before. Nick Shirley did more journalism in 3 days than the mainstream media has done in 30 years.
And they demonized him for it. They actually demonized him because of what he did.
Let's hear some more of that. You got any more? You got like James Comer asking a question to somebody? Yeah, let's get that.
Well, there were two different sides. The Republicans are trying to get the backs of the taxpayers. Americans are frustrated with the percentage of their tax dollars that they send to Washington that's lost in fraud. We've all seen with our own eyes what's happening in Minnesota, especially amongst the Somali population, defrauding all the social programs in Minnesota. What our investigation was about was to determine whether or not Governor Walz and Attorney General Ellison knew about the fraud. And after months of bringing in the whistleblowers, we talked to 30 Minnesota state employees. We did transcribed interviews with 9 state employees. They testified under oath that they had been warning Governor Walz and Attorney Ellison for years about the fraud, and they were told to stand down. Some were even retaliated against because Governor Walz and Attorney General Ellison didn't want to do anything to hurt their base in Minnesota, and their base are welfare recipients, especially that big Somali voting bloc in Minnesota.
Okay, so Keith Ellison has been the Attorney General of Minnesota so long that when they were doing his, when he had to go in front of Congress to see if they were going to let him be the AG or whatever, however that works. I remember they said, and he's a Muslim. And I said, what? A Muslim? And he's going to have a job in the mainstream Attorney General for the state of Minnesota? How can we let that happen? That's how long ago it was that I think everybody thought that. Muslim.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
It's crazy.
And the thing is, he can hide his Islamic values until it's time to bring him out.
Confirmation hearings was what I was trying to say. Again.
Oh, okay. And one key thing here, you talked about the whistleblowers. Those whistleblowers are very important. They were in the state government. They were actually boots on the ground, so to speak, knowing what was going on and trying to make things right. Well, guess what? Remember when the Kavanaugh hearings and Russia collusion, how valuable and sacred those whistleblowers were, Vic? I mean, they were untouchable. According to the left, you let them, they need security. They need security. We need to make sure that they're safe. Bring them in here and let them speak about Kavanaugh and how bad he is and the Russia collusion and all that. Now
we have whistleblowers now.
But no, they can't be.
Well, no, they want to be whistleblowers.
Well, hell with
against
them.
What?
Hell with those.
What they have to be protected.
No, they're liars. They're lying now because they're talking about something that I just don't believe is true.
It's just crazy, Ken. It
It's
just doesn't.
insane, Vic.
It literally gives me a headache. I swear to God. Do you have any aspirin on you? Do you have any Tylenol?
No, but I think we do have some in the lunchroom.
I bet Michelle's got some in her pocket.
Probably. And there are people listening to this right now and that are so fed up with it. And people hear this and they know their money. You know, I saw people on social media say, no, what we have to have is a day where we're not going to pay the taxes. Let's not pay the taxes anymore. If we all did that, I mean, if all of America did that, it would be a situation. You know, it could actually succeed, but you're not gonna have something like that happen.
No,
you have to pay taxes. I mean,
yep,
it's the law.
So you think Tony Kinnett is going to write an article about Ed Stoy?
I don't know.
Get out your FanDuel app or your DraftKings app.
Oh, you're talking about Curtis Houck, right?
No, I'm talking about Tony. Wait, was it Curtis?
Yeah, it was Curtis.
Oh, it was Curtis. You think Curtis Houck is going to write it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, definitely Tony's not then, because we didn't.
Right,
we didn't
Tony
ask
won't
him. Because I think more people need to realize it. Because it sounds stupid, but Ken, when we run it through the filter, it works every time. It's crazy that they can't tell the truth. They can't. It is against their religion or something to tell the truth.
Man, I wish a Democrat would call us right now. If you're a Democrat, here's the question. Here's what I would say. Do you really care? Do you really not care that your money's being taken away from you like this? Do you not care that billions of dollars are being lost, not just in Minneapolis, not just in Minnesota, but you've got Washington State, Columbus, Ohio, California, New York, Maine, Massachusetts. They just discovered more fraud there. They're trying to stop it, but it's such a we're probably talking nearly $1 trillion right now.
So, Ken, how did all this fraud get by Doge?
Well, it didn't, Vic. I think that's why Elon Musk, remember, he was so frustrated. He's like, I'm out. I can't do this. I see Elon Musk sends out posts all the time saying, no, I saw this here. Here it was. And no one will do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I just don't understand. That was the whole reason Doge existed, was for things like the Somali Leering Center.
And they did great with exposing the NGOs and USAID and all that other stuff, NPR and all that. But there's so much more. There's so much more here. And the fraud has, well, here's some good news, okay, because we're focused on that conflict in Iran right now. But actually, President Trump assigned VP Vance to fraud investigations.
Oh, good.
So he's going to be the fraud czar coming up here.
So this may sound racist to some, but when I hear about fraud and people who are stealing money, okay, Ken and I don't, we don't work in the coal mines, all right? This job is so easy, really, compared to some of the things that people do for a living. Do you agree?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Okay. And, I appreciate it. I always appreciate the fact that I can do this. And when people who are Americans defraud us as Americans, it pisses me off. But when somebody who wasn't even born here, somebody with a reckless history and a Muslim Islamic history defrauds us, I get double pissed.
There's nothing racial about
Okay,
that.
I'm just
no, because the left, here's what's so frustrating. The left tried to make excuses for them at one point. Remember when they said, well, it's their culture.
You're right.
It's the Somali culture to gain things by fraud. Really? Then they shouldn't be here.
So talk about culture. This is what cracks me up, and I'll say it till the cows come home. If you're a woman and you want Sharia law, and you I hate to say it this way, you're going to get what you deserve then, which is wear the burqa and cover up your face and don't you leave the house. And what do you think, you're going to go drive and don't you talk to anybody?
That's why I'm so surprised and shocked that the women's movements, ERA and all all the women's movements aren't up in arms about the idea of having an epic city in Texas. They should be protesting that every day because of what they do. It's men saying, hey, woman, you can't do anything anymore. You can't have a job. You can't show your face. If you show your hair, I'm going to throw acid on you, and I'll get away with it.
That's what you want, and there you go. All right, Ken, our Vic for Vets presentation yesterday, really, really, really hit home to me and to you and to a lot of people.
It really did.
And there is I guess you find it at NewstalkSTL.com, a replay of it, of you and I doing it. And the morning show, Talk to Mark Schmitz.
Yeah.
So it's all part of the Vic for Vets campaign. If you have a vet, we'd love to talk about that person. Just send Ken. Hey, Ken, how do they do that?
Just send your information to me, Ken at NewstalkSTL.com, name, rank, the branch of service, and if you can, some kind of story. It doesn't have to be the story, military story, but it can be.
Yeah.
As long as you want. Doesn't matter. It can be a story about their life.
Right. If he's a good bowler, tell us about that time he almost hit a 300 or whatever.
Yeah, Ken at NewstalkSTL.com.
And it's all supported by Michael Funeral Home, Alamo Military Collectibles, Heroes Care, Gemini Wealth Group, and Freddie's Market. All right, nothing left. Oh, the smoke of a distant fire, right, Ken?
Yeah.
Sanford Townsend Band. Did I get that right?
Pretty close. Oh, it's exactly that. I'm just joking.
Don't you mess with me on that one. Chatbox is next on News Talk STL.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Going to Disney World or any other world.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. Columbo and Company.
Join us every day for conversations with a wide variety of guests as we keep you informed and up to speed on all the important news and headlines you need to know.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on News Talk STL.
The Hammond Institute at Lindenwood University and News Talk STL invite you to an exclusive discussion on Missouri's tax future. Manish Bhatt, Vice President of State Tax Policy for the Tax Foundation, will explore our state's tax competitiveness and the latest efforts to eliminate individual income tax and property tax. Wednesday, March 25th at Lindenwood University, part of the H.F. Langenberg Speaker Series. The event is free, but you must RSVP at hammondinstitute.org. That's hammondinstitute.org.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
I've got Dr. Michael Lewis here, West Point graduate, physician, and retired Army colonel. Is considered the world's leading expert on the use of omega-3s for traumatic brain injury and concussions. Stuart Tomp brings over 30 years of experience in the supplement industry, brought $1 billion of products to the market, and has appeared in over 6,000 media interviews worldwide, and travels internationally and teaches on health.
Stuart Tomp here, and I've come across the biggest breakthrough in personalized nutrition I've seen in 25 years.
Dr. Lewis here. You know, for the first time, we can measure cellular and gut health. So you can start testing and stop guessing and make decisions based on real data. I'm working with world-class scientists and physicians, and what they're doing is changing everything.
You can message me at elizabeth@statmedicalllc.com. That is Elizabeth at statmedicalllc.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. Vic and Ken.
They're just a bunch of pansies.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
What the hell, Ken?
All this abuse.
Are we a bunch of pansies?
You know, I will be a pansy for him to say that. I love that. I love that line.
Let me tell you, I love that character.
Yeah.
Madagascar, is that the movie that it's in? Yeah. I literally jumped out of my theater chair when somebody asked the animals from the zoo where they were from. Where are you giants from? He says, oh, we're from New York. And that same guy, the head of the lemurs, goes, oh, hell, the New York Giants. I went crazy.
It's great.
All right, let's get to we got a lot of chat box stuff here, Ken. We ran out of time yesterday.
Let's go.
All right, Barry Biggs gets us going. With anyone out there tried the Big Arch? Funny how they came out with a huge burger during Lent. Now, do you know the funny thing about the Big Arch from McDonald's? The CEO took a bite of his, and he took like a little girly baby bite, you know?
Yeah.
So they put him next to the CEO of Burger King eating a Whopper, and he's opening his mouth.
Right.
And the McDonald's just, you know?
Yeah.
It was funny. DLW's Deuce, where the heck is Ed Stoit? Morning, Vic and Ken. Thank you very much. Actually, it says good morning, Ken and Vic.
I like that.
I think you got that wrong, DLW.
No, you're very good.
Nope.
You are very good.
Deli Day, thank you so much. Oh, it's Ed's turd. He's turd. He's a turd. No, he's turd. He's not a turd. He's turd. Morning, Patriots. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
The sarcastic.
Morning, St. Louis.
The sarcastic Hoosier. I don't know who he's talking about. President Tony Kinnett, maybe. He's a Hoosier, isn't he? Isn't Tony Hoosier? I think he is.
Indiana. I think so, yeah.
Well, what other kind of Hoosier is there? What are you talking about?
Well, no, I'm thinking, well, in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah?
There's a history of Hoosiers being a derogatory term.
Oh, it's okay for you to say, but I couldn't say it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. President will never bend a knee. Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. That torpedo was impressive. Did you see that? Did you see the torpedo? I felt like I was watching World War II,
action.
Yeah, but they called it something back in the day. They called it a newsreel.
Newsreel.
Our boys in France, World War II. June 6, 1944.
No, I didn't get to see that. I want to see it.
It's cool, man. It's a torpedo from World War II era.
Was there a camera on it, or?
I guess so, because you see it. You see it go through the water.
Really?
And then you see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Best part is it.
Right.
Yeah. DLW wants to know, Karen, what variety of scotch? When she says he has the effects of 6 shots of scotch.
Yeah, that's important.
Need to know. Good morning, all you beautiful, mega, ultra-patriotic, deplorable, garbage, and degenerate, freedom-fighting, God-fearing, dickhead, weirdos, whoosh!
Whoosh.
Hey, Karen, how you doing? Did anyone else hear that guy's arm snap yesterday? Ouch. What guy?
I don't know.
Oh. Is it the guy who interrupted a hearing and was shouting about fighting for Israel? You shouldn't fight for Israel?
Oh. Could you hear that?
I don't know. I guess they broke his arm and you could hear it.
Well, he was hanging on for dear life. I know that.
I didn't see it, but that's what I hear.
I saw that part of it.
Yes, an important lesson is letting go of the door on the way out.
You probably want to do that.
You won't break your arm. FAFO adds DLW. So they voted on war powers yesterday, but not to kill the filibuster and pass the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
What?
No, look.
Now's the time, man. The iron is hot right now.
Yeah.
To pass the SAVE Act. Why are you waiting?
I'm telling you, man, and I hate the idea of this, but we're going to look back on this day and wish to God that we got rid of that filibuster back then, now.
So let's go. Move it, guys. Let's go. Don't start none. Won't be none. Priorities, apparently. It would be nice to see our representatives walk and chew gum at the same time. Hysterical agenda, DLW says. Savannah Guthrie made an appearance on the Today Show this morning. Oh.
I didn't see it.
I didn't either. DLW says Natalie Merchant. Trust me, man. I love Natalie Merchant. In 1987 was when In My Tribe came out, and I was working at a rock and roll station at the Jersey Shore, and she did an interview with me, and she had met. I don't think I asked. She felt the need to mention she was sitting on her bed in her bedroom while she did the interview with me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I had a little tiny crush on her back then.
Yeah.
A little bit. Natalie Merchant. Yeah, Lou Costello was never the same after his son drowned in the pool. I agree, but don't agree with that, because his son drowned in his pool and died.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Look, we only have so much time in the
I
DELI.
know.
You know, I wish I could go into all that. But his son drowned in the pool, and then that night he had to go record his show, tape his show, the Evan Costello show. And he asked if the audience knew what happened. And they said no. He says, well, then let's do the show. So he did his crazy, hey, Abbott, after knowing that his son died.
That's tough.
Hey, Vic, baby. Oh, good morning. I'm going to skip Ken's greeting from you, I think. Now.
Hey, how you doing?
Ken, darling. Oh, you beautiful patriots. Yeah, made it in time for a little levity. Hit the like button. It doesn't hurt. Oh, did it hurt you to hit the like button today, Ken?
No, not at all.
Like that guy's arm snapped, didn't hurt you, right? Maybe that's what he should have done instead of interrupting a hearing for his anti-Semitic speech. Maybe he just should have just gone to our stream and hit the like button.
Wouldn't have broke his arm, I'll tell you that much.
His arm would never.
He's a dreamer.
People forget what happened 25 years ago and the elected and Islamist to the financial center of our country. Our military isn't muzzled. They're lethal. They're lethal.
They are. They're lethal, and they're not going to worry about social structures or anything else. They're going to fight.
Now, the LW said, do we want to see all the bikinis? Yes.
Well, I think that's just a statement because we want to see them normalized. We want to see them live a free life, whatever that might be. You know, they said we're not Islam. We are not the Islamic Republic, the radical Islamization of this country. We're not.
Put it this way: if the Iranian women want to wear a bikini, then let them.
Whatever they want.
Then they don't want. Whatever they want.
Right.
That's what freedom and liberty is all about.
Exactly.
And they're going to find out about it little by little every day, and they're going to be happy. And the hot ones will wear bikinis. What's the problem?
Exactly right. But Karen alluded to this today. She saw that video where it was actually each little shot it showed India, for example, and then it showed the video of the woman standing there with her original India costume, very colorful, beautiful woman. Then next to it was India Today, and it was the burqa. And each country that they showed, there were like 12 of them, and they were all the same, like that.
It's not good. And if you don't keep your eyes open, it's gonna
America.
happen. Yep. Everybody here needs to be hyper vigilant and have your heads on a swivel.
Yes.
I hate that phrase.
I like it. I love that phrase.
Okay. So Ken likes it. I don't like it. It's right up there with everything else I don't like.
Keeping your head on a swivel is a great statement because it informs people without saying a lot of words.
But it makes me feel like a bobblehead. Keep your head on a swivel.
Well, that's okay. I get it, but
that's what I think of. But be aware of people around you. Michael Corleone said to Frank Pantangeli, "My father told me always be aware of everyone around you. Be aware of your surroundings." I can do that without having my head on a swivel.
Well, it's a simple thing. Like I go out to the parking lot, if I'm here late and I go out to the parking lot and my car's the only one there, I'm looking around.
Right.
I'm looking around to make sure.
I do not disagree with that.
Okay.
It's just the phrase keeping your head on a swivel.
Okay.
It sounds like your head is loose, like it's not touching your body.
No, a swivel means on right, left. You're just keeping it.
Isn't that what a bobblehead does, right and left?
No, not necessarily.
Up and down?
Could be either way.
Either way, just be alert. Can't we just say be alert? Can we say be alert?
Yeah.
Attacks will happen on our soil because they have nothing to lose. Quasar shot down 2 Russian-purchased Iranian fighters flying low over the Persian Gulf. Thank you, Vic. He did not know that. President Trump is like the world's dad. He took their toys away. Said, "Don't do it again." F-A-F-O. Then they F-A'd, and then they F-O'd. So far, the new leader in Venezuela is being good. FAFO is on the table. China and Russia suspiciously quieter than I thought they'd be. Big Brother just smack of all their suppliers and enablers. Vic pushing Dave's buttons. Was I pushing Dave's buttons?
I don't know. I mean, no more than usual.
Maybe a little bit.
Regarding Russia, I think Russia, they're still involved in a war.
Yeah, that's right.
And they don't really, he can be blustery. I think there was an article I read that he said that I don't approve or whatever it is, but it's like, yeah, sit down. You've got your own things to worry about.
How funny is it though that Vladimir Putin's been in this for 4 years and he's like, what? He did it in one day? What? Right?
Right.
Why didn't we do it in one day? Linda Ronstadt, during one of her last concerts, said it made her sad that she had to sing with Christians in the audience. Well, shortly after that, she could not sing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. My gas comes from Costco. Man. Starbucks' move is all about corporate bottom line. Is it? Now it is. Not when they were letting anybody in and anybody use the bathroom. That certainly wasn't the same.
No, but what happens, it's all about the bottom line. It always is. It always ends up being because you don't start that way. Look at Disney. They were making $4 billion a year surplus. Now they're down $3 billion.
And I said 4 years ago on this air, I remember we were talking to Dr. Tobel at the time. I said, maybe now's the time to sell your Disney stock.
Yeah.
And I was right.
You were right.
Hey, IGTSY. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I got the same
Don't try.
yo-yo.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
You'll end up doing that.
Until all the libs moving there enact the policies that made them leave in the first place. Nashville's purple at best. The colleges in Tennessee are mostly liberal. Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, what's happening is the people. This is the hardest part. Is that you get these people moving out of these towns that from the policies of their Democrat leadership, and then they go into these red areas and create the same thing.
Get a puppy. There's the magnet. Skip Irwin, longtime sports columnist for the St. Louis Jewish Light and a member of the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. That's who Nate was doing. He was doing the Steve Irwin voice. And I did. If you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. That was great. Cheney helped start the war in Iraq only to fill his and Bush's pockets at the expense of American soldiers. Nate, who was funding terrorism around the world? If that isn't a threat, define threat. It's up to the RNC and the GOP PAC to get the right message out there. They've not learned from their past mistakes.
I agree with that.
And if they don't get their act together, the midterms are lost before they even get started.
Yeah, I think it's a threat. I think it was a huge threat. That I don't know. Maybe it's because we've identified it, we've talked about it a lot, Vic. But I've always felt that Iran was like one step away from doing us in.
Absolutely.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles. They're working on nuclear. I guarantee you, if they got the nuclear bomb, the first thing we're going to do is drop it on Israel. And if that happened, here comes the United States with their bombs.
Oh, man, absolutely. I was fortunate enough that my grandmother had old recordings of old radio shows, one being Abbott and Costello's Who's on First. Helped shape my ideas of what comedy was and should be. Such talent. I agree with that. That's PMS, who also says the Marx Brothers were another one of my favorites, me as well. My buddy and I did Who's on First for our grade school talent show in the early 1980s. I love that. I used to do it with my son all the time. And Marx Brothers were great, too. I never forget a face. But in your case, I'll make an exception. Saturday afternoon movies, Abbott and Costello, Bowery Boys, and Mickey Rooney. Did you guys get the Bowery Boys here?
Yeah.
Dead End Kids?
Oh, yeah.
With Slip Mahoney and Satch?
Slip Mahoney.
Right?
Was it Satch Mahoney or?
No, Slip Mahoney, and Hunts Hall played Satch.
Okay.
With the baseball hat.
Yeah.
Leo Gorcey played...
Where are those? You got to be able to find those somewhere.
Oh,
right?
They're online all over the place.
Are they?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Leo Gorcey's father was the guy who ran the candy store. He was the guy behind the counter.
Yeah.
Slip Mahoney's.
Hey, Vic Porcelli Show chatboxers. This is Ed Stoit. Just reminding you to hit the like button. Would it kill you? It is the union rules.
It won't. I promise you it won't kill you. Is Ken ringing bells at you? What are you doing over there?
I don't know.
I didn't always watch the creature features. Yeah, I like that too. I'm still terrified about the one where the disembodied hand crawled out of the well. Nope. That was it might have been not Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, maybe. Oh, Creature Feature is right.
Creature Feature, yeah.
And the hand had 6 fingers.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Huh.
How about the Twilight Zone episode where the woman removes a wig and turns into a monster? That scared me bad enough to never watch the Twilight Zone again.
I think I remember that episode, actually.
Any taverns near that college? Please have Tony back on a regular basis. What do you think? You want to have Tony on a regular basis?
I think so.
I think we should. Dudes wearing fanny packs of what some call satchels need to turn in their man cards. Ellison was responsible for Muslim teachings being incorporated into the school curriculum in Minnesota. It seems that the GOP is using the Somali fraud in Minnesota for political purposes only. I don't know. You live, you leer, right?
You do.
There's a bar on South Kings Highway called the Golden Hoosier. Darn meetings. I'm back. Vic and Ken. 3-hour tour. 3 martini lunch. Food and drink. IGTSY. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. IG.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, grandson. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So how about just people's names? Can we, Grant, Scott, Tom, Kathleen, Scooter. I don't understand your post. Christopher and
Shut
Bart.
up.
Oh, jeez. You see how I get treated around here? You people think it's easy, right? Ken Williams up my ass every day. Thank you so much for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
What do you
Not literally.
No.
Literally?
No.
No.
Jamie Allman, 3 martini lunch, award-winning. I'm missing something.
No, you got it, man.
Common Sense Radio. That's what I forgot.
That's exactly right.
That's Jamie. He's next.
See you guys.
Whoosh.
Hey, looking for the ultimate escape? Well, welcome to Santino's, where luxury meets authenticity. Hey, Jamie Allman here, inviting you to browse hundreds of premium cigars in the walk-in humidor, including rare aged cigars, and explore 700 bottles of whiskey. And Santino's offers authentic Sicilian cuisine prepared from scratch. Whether it's their non-smoking wine room, gaming lounge with custom poker tables, or event spaces perfect for any celebration, it's Santino's, just off 55 at the Imperial exit, Santino'sCigarCocktails.com.
Simply Health with Dr. Brian Deloney.
As a doctor, I see the body heal every day. But is there more to healing than biology? This week, Pastor Ryan Hart and I talk about miracles, spiritual gifts, and whether they're still active today. Faith meets physiology. Don't miss it.
Simply Health, Saturdays at noon on NewstalkSTL. To find out more about Simply Health Integrated Medical, log on to simplyhealthintegrated.com.
Is your retirement income at risk if you or your spouse needs nursing home or in-home care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. The cost of long-term care is one of the biggest risks in retirement planning. For many retirees, a single nursing home stay can cause a significant reduction in assets that can permanently reduce your retirement income. Fortunately, there are affordable and flexible options available today that can help you manage the cost of long-term care. Our team can help you address the risks relevant to your retirement, including long-term care. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
KLGY HD3